We should be recording and audio should be good there. So now I'm putting us on our Facebook page, which I know is incredibly entertaining. Got it. We have the chat up and running. So we are live. Hello, Internet. As part of our continued experimentation with our new YouTube only right now streaming, we're going to try to deconstruct WWE Night of Champions for you live. I'm Rob. That's half of Alex. Welcome to the show. It is Saturday, May 27th in the year of our Lord 2020. It is Memorial Day weekend for those here in the U.S. And as we've learned recently, to our friends in the North, they are celebrating something having to do with Queen Victoria. If you don't know what I'm talking about, new episode of Letterkenny, go watch it. So here's how this is going to work. We are at an undisclosed location, hence all the black walls. Go ahead and queue up Night of Champions on your TV. Mute that because, we will sync you up with what we are watching, and we're going to walk you through the entire plea with facts, with surprises, no surprise guests because this is an experiment and we don't want to, do the thing. So the chat is live. Alex is monitoring our chat room. I'm monitoring it here on the master feed so I can make sure everything looks so good. I'm going to need you to scoot over at some point because you're driving me crazy with this.
Yeah, there are boxes. I figured we'd be pushing them back.
And when I say surprises, we do have a crate that we're going to be unboxing because Lord knows there's going to be some downtime in this thing. Live from Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. What a crazy week in our sport. We're going to be WWE intensive with this. Now, I don't know if you've checked your DVR, sir.
Not lately.
But last week on the show, we talked about how Rampage was going to air tonight at midnight Eastern.
Yes.
My DVR caught something last night.
Yep.
So is that because the playoffs weren't still going and they moved it back? Because they did the preview for Double or Nothing. Those are separate recordings.
But did you
I have not watched
what
it yet.
time it was?
It was, it was recording in the 9 o'clock hour Central.
Oh, see, what I was thinking is that we had it a little bit off and it was midnight Saturday, meaning like last night.
No, the story I read was midnight Saturday to Sunday.
Gotcha.
Yes,
I was. I guess they wound up saying we don't have a game. Let's roll.
Yeah, I was in bed by 11:15. So you may want to pause that because that's going to mess with me because it's a delay.
Yeah, it is on.
But no, it was supposed to be
the chat window. YouTube.
It was supposed to be tonight at 11 Central. But I guess because we're waiting, each sport in hockey and in basketball are waiting on one series to end.
I apologize, YouTube. You do have that option.
What are you doing?
I am popping out the chat. So
I like where your head's at. Okay, so here's what's going to happen. We're getting ready to start in just about a minute. We will tell you what we are seeing because we can't put this on the channel because YouTube, right? But there's the disclaimer. So we're going to tell you where we are in the intro so you can sync your video up with us. And we're going to walk you through the plea. All right, there's Hogan slamming Andre Venn. Still waiting for the next thing. Now.
Did we ever talk
about
how they added acknowledge me to the opening?
Give me a second. Let me get them synced up here. And now there's the crown together. So that's where you should be as we fade in for the intro to the 2023 edition of Night of Champions, a plea / pay-per-view, because I believe this is the first time this has been done as a plea. Am I correct on that?
I don't think so.
Maybe the second?
I want to say it's the second or third. We'll have to look that one up. Unfortunately, our fact checker is not with us today because he is on assignment, and this is more of an experiment.
But as is well documented on this show, this to me is the fifth major. In its purest sense.
You and I disagree in that scope, but mostly because of my affinity for Money in the Bank. But I understand your logic.
Now,
this is as close to Starcade as we get now.
In current parlance, I would agree with you. But Night of Champions in its purest form should be the fourth major or fifth major. Because it used to be champion versus champion, or every title on the line, which we know is not the case tonight.
Is it bad that I'm now imagining Roman wrestling himself?
That would be fun.
That would be
Give
hilarious.
him a broomstick and just here we go.
Well, there is a performer in Japan that could help with that.
That is true.
Yes,
That is true. So
look up Kenny Omega versus Doll if you really.
for those
want
of you
to know.
that might be confused, last night's SmackDown was pre-taped. They did 2 weeks in a row, which number one, that's a long night. And number two, it was I wish I could be a fly on the wall at certain pieces of the arena when they were like, why are they saying it's tomorrow?
You know, I said the exact same thing. The one that got me the most was somebody cutting a backstage promo about how in 2 weeks, and it's like it's one day.
Well, and
one day.
We couldn't let Bianca wear gloves.
No, that was the point. It was part of the bit.
But it doesn't last a week on your hands.
But the point is she used it as part of the promo.
Nah.
She used it as part of the promo that her hands were still coated in the poison. They were using it to sell the bit. But I was also laughing that last night, being pre-recorded, they didn't want to say where they were multiple times like
That
they
is
normally
fair.
do.
That is fair.
And I started giggling because every time they went to the Bloodline locker room, you still had the Gamecock right here.
Well, I mean, they couldn't hide everything. Right now, we're looking at the promo for Lesnar Cody, which broken arm is literally how I saw it the other day.
I did see an interesting point on this, though. And this will be more you because I was not educated or watching at the time. There was a storyline of Dusty having a broken leg during a deal.
Yes.
So whether or not this is designed to specifically mimic that, the way we talked about how the Cody versus Roman is the Dusty chase for Flair.
And you look at the fact of this is the second of 4 big event shows this weekend. Last night was Under Siege. You didn't miss anything. Trust me.
A lot of bleeding like a stuffed
The
pig.
only thing I will say is I hope Steve Macklin got the medical attention he needed. God bless him for sticking out that last segment as long as he did. But that man he bladed too deep. He bladed too deep. I texted you that when it happened.
I saw the picture afterwards and I was like, how bad could it really be? I looked at the picture. It's worse.
Did you see the footage leading up to it though?
No, I didn't.
They didn't take the camera off quick enough. And so when he dove through the ropes and PCO hit him with the cookie sheet, you saw him rooting around in his
tights.
No,
in his lip, in his tape.
In his tape to get the blade. And I was like, oh, he's about to blade. Oh my God, yes, he did. All right, there's the crowd live from the Jeddah Superdome. Again, for those of you joining us for the first time, we're going to walk you all the way through this play. We're going to give you our analysis, not necessarily the way you would get it. This is also not necessarily an MST3K thing. This is us doing the thing that we do when we sit around and watch these pleas or pay-per-views, depending on who you are. So we got the chat room live. Check it out often. We just haven't done one in a while because we were on hiatus. And we're going to talk all about that next week on the show. Looks like we're starting. Are we starting with the World Heavyweight Championship?
I really hope not.
I mean, they put the thing on the screen. When they put the thing on the screen, isn't that usually the belt that was on the screen?
Unless they're just going to leave it out to advertise the entire night, which that should be the main event.
Father-to-be Corey Graves, congratulations to him. Loved the reveal video that Carmella did with his kids. There's Michael
That was
Cole.
a really nice touch.
We have our Saudi correspondents, Jude Al-Dajani and Faisal Ag. I'm not gonna.
Al-Muhaqib.
Thank you, because I didn't want to mess that up.
I'm cheating. I have the audio.
Oh, yeah. That's right. The only thing you have to know is Alex actually has the audio in his ear. So if there's anything we miss, he's going to fill us in. And yes, we are starting with the finals of the World Heavyweight Championship tournament. AJ Styles is on his way to the ring currently.
This is a much more muted entryway than they had last time.
I like it, though.
No, it works well because they've used this entryway before. I want to say it was not Extreme Rules, maybe not TLC, but the girders that they're using between the lights are the same that were set up for Pyro during a prior plea. I want to say last year or the year before.
That's what it looks like. A smaller version of that used to be SmackDown.
True. Yeah, I'm trying.
Those jewels in
the
the lion's face are creepy looking.
Well, lions
like
are
Dr.
always
Teeth.
creepy.
Speaking of which, watch Muppets Mayhem on Disney Plus. No free ads, but I love that show. And I bought the soundtrack. AJ Styles on his way to the ring. I'm surprised that he, and forgive me for saying this way, I'm surprised that the man is shirtless, given some of the tattoos he carries.
Interestingly enough, the tattoo that would be the most incendiary is no longer present.
Okay.
As you can see on his left bicep, there is just red marks from a removal.
Okay. So
nope, the red marks have healed.
Yeah, as we know, Ray will, when he's on this card, he has to.
His gear is his initials instead of the cross.
Correct.
Well, let's just not beat around the bush there.
I would love to see AJ win this. I just don't know that he does.
I feel like that's why they open the show with it, is because it's such a foregone conclusion that this is Seth Rollins.
Isn't most of this card that way?
I don't believe it's all a foregone conclusion, as we've talked about. No free. I will advertise the hell out of HEB. Please give me free stuff.
I do enjoy their French.
Oh God, I didn't realize they put gems on the eyes of the lions.
That's why it looks creepy.
Yeah, it is weird, but it does. I see why they did it.
I also thought it was weird last night on SmackDown. They replayed the Seth Rollins interview, but didn't have an interview for AJ Styles.
Well, interestingly enough, for that, what they wound up doing for the press conference was all AJ. Seth wasn't there.
Oh, really?
So it was all AJ's promo time was the press conference. Plus, they have to sell the bit that he had the match with. Oh, hello, Rudolph. But they had to sell that he was focused on the match with Karrion Kross and the ultra violence that prevailed there.
I hate that we jobbed him.
Who? Kevin?
Karrion.
He's Kevin to me.
Yeah. But
I will say
Kevin is reserved for somebody else from the Mandalorian.
Yeah. But Karrion Kross, quality human on all fronts. And if you want some hilarity, go look up the slingshot video of him and Scarlett at the adventure park in Jeddah. Let's just say Kross, while a very large, imposing human, not a fan of heights.
Oh, look. Oh, I like it. 4 different versions of Seth on.
Oh, dear.
Oh, dear.
I hope I'm not yelling too loud to break the board right now.
I'm keeping an eye on as best I can.
That's a very Jacksonville Jaguars are murdered entryway.
Wow.
I want
Pyro to come out of the shoulders of that thing.
A la old school Vader.
Yes.
Yeah. You know, we're going to have another video like we did for Mania of Becky seeing this gear and being mad at her.
That was a great video that they put up of him going, I told you. I'm so jealous right now.
With an extra word.
Yes. That we don't use on the show. It's a family show.
True.
By the way, speaking of which, that was part of the reason we couldn't get the chat on the last episode. In your settings, here's a little YouTube tutorial for you kids.
There you go.
In your settings for your channel, if you say it's made for kids, you can't have chat.
Oh.
So you can say it's not made for
the
kids.
Outside.
Right?
Yeah.
You can say it's not made for kids, but you don't have to put an age limit on it. That's how.
Gotcha.
So we apologize that I can't read.
And if anybody does have issues getting into the chat, all you have to do is click the create a channel. It'll do everything for you. You don't have to do anything further. I actually had to do it to start the chat on this one because we can't have 2 of the same logins at the same time.
That is an outfit. And really, technically, it's only half of an outfit, which makes it like he went for quality and not quantity.
It's more like a third because it's shoulders, back, and not all the way to his ribs in some places. There's a lot going on. I wish Sean was here to do commentary on
after Paris. Do you think he feels pressure to try to get people to sing more?
No, I feel like the pressure's off because they do it anyways.
Right, which, by the way, we started that. But
yes,
no matter how many people do it, we start that.
The whoa and singing Judas.
That's right.
You're welcome.
Second Jericho Cruise. We did that. There is the belt. Opinion on guys in the crowd wearing referee shirts. I think it's hilarious.
You know,
we just saw a guy a couple of minutes. There is right there.
Yes, but there's only one way that works. You have to do the referee movements.
Oh,
you
yeah.
have to call for the 2.
Those guys that were in Alabama forever that did that. Yes.
Yeah. If you're just dressed as a referee, you're also like the same person who brings a belt to a show. You're either defending it or you're a jerk.
Now, in our pre-show, you talked about some of the symbolism in the belt. I'm still not 100% sold on this belt.
That's exactly what I'm trying to find right now.
So we have a gaudy for me, which is why Seth has to win this. But
I would I be correct in saying that Big Gold is both of our favorites?
Absolutely.
Okay. The only thing that comes close to it is the last iteration of the IWGP Heavyweight Championship.
From a major championship standpoint. Because you know how I feel about the original NWA television belt.
That is true.
How I
That
feel
is very
about
true.
the WCW US title.
The subtle details and not so subtle details within. Yes, absolutely.
And Double Eagle, of course, a great belt. I also like the one.
Honestly, hot take. I'm not a fan of Double Eagle.
For me, it depends on who holds it. Something about Austin holding that belt up before the Smoking Skull belt, it looked right for me.
For me, it was
Brett
the only person that worked with it was The Rock. Oh, excuse me. I apologize. I'm thinking of Big Eagle. Double Eagle is awesome. That's my fault. It's Big Eagle that sucks.
There's a guy in the crowd really wanting you to know he's there.
Yeah.
We go back to the long shot. Seth looking over his shoulder. Seth, I'm assuming they're still singing. Is that why he's smiling?
No, they're just cheering.
There's the guy. That guy's got a WrestleMania. I guess is that Orlando?
I can't. I'm too short to see. I think what you're pointing at. I am surprised to see some of the people in the first row because you remember for the longest time, this opposite camera side was the luxury chairs reserved for. I don't know if delegates is the right word because it's not exactly a democracy.
We refer to that as TV side. If you can see it on TV, that is TV side. The side that where you can't see, we refer to that as camera side.
Yes.
So you guys can understand the difference because sometimes we get caught up in what we're doing that we forget that you guys are watching.
But it was always the royal family. Mm-hmm. It was honored guests and different aspects. But we have legit fans for the last couple of times. I'm calling this out just because it's going to sound weird for at least most of our audience.
Mm-hmm.
That was a woman standing up with an uncovered face, like 3 rows deep. Awesome.
Excellent.
And she was getting into it. I love it. Oh, here we go. Like, here's my other problem with this. Seth's nails are painted gold.
Because it's the Night of Champions.
Don't you dare defend that Gold Rush.
But this isn't Gold Rush, though.
Yeah, but his nails are definitely that nail polish color is definitely called Gold Rush.
I can't call this Gold Rush ever again, but I can always refer to Extremist Rules at Extreme Rules.
That's fair.
Or was it the Extreme?
Oh God, the nightmare of Extreme Rules.
What was the long one we had? I don't remember.
Oh, that was the Halloween one
where they kept naming it 17 different times.
Yes, because there was the Bayou fight or whatever it was that abomination of a card. And I still maintain that whatever that one was, worse than capital punishment. I don't care how long you've had that bit going.
Speaking of old bits and then doing, I've been watching a little bit of historical stuff the last couple of weeks. One of the things I've watched this past week or week before, time has become a construct, is the untold story of the Royal Rumble. And it takes place in 2016. This is when it was all filmed. So it's the day of the Rumble in Orlando in 2016 while telling the entire story of the Rumble. That was the night AJ Styles debuted.
Yes.
That was 7 years ago, almost 7.5, sir.
I felt my back hurt a little bit with you saying that.
I was, because I remember where I was. I remember he came out third.
Mm-hmm.
And we knew we weren't going to hear it's time. Oh, there's the Angle belt.
Yeah, this is not what I intended to go to, but that's a great belt.
I don't know. Is that brand new?
I think it might be.
Let's take. I saw this yesterday. They did a World Heavyweight Championship Kurt Angle edition. No, I have seen that before. I have, and the inside of the back is the gold medal. Did you see it?
No, I was going through. Hold on. Here we go.
Yeah.
Yes,
the gold medals on the back. It's so great. $150.
No, that's $500.
Well, I think they were doing a sale on it before.
Yeah, but right now they're.
But that was but that's still one of the cheaper ones for the legacy belts.
Yeah, but that's also because I feel like as much as I appreciate Angle and wish I had appreciated him more while he was wrestling, just from a pure talent and entertainment standpoint, maybe not as popular as some of the other ones that have had signature belts.
Are those Trons are superimposed?
No, I think they're legit.
They look weird.
Yeah, they do.
But I will tell you, I think you might even gain a little bit more appreciation for him when I'm able to get the footage of my the panel I did with Charlie Haas.
Yes, I'm looking forward to
because that was a really good conversation. He does talk a lot about, and I'm going to give a minor spoiler here. Hopefully, I'll get the footage soon. There was originally another member of Team Angle.
Can I guess who it was?
No, because then it spoils.
Can I guess who it was off air?
Off air, you can.
Okay.
Absolutely. So I will say, are they indoors?
It's the Dome. Yes.
Okay. So because I'm used to them when they were outside, just watching them sweat halfway down.
That was in Riyadh.
Okay.
Yeah. And it was one of those where you could see halfway, and the running joke for the Greatest Royal Rumble was Titus blaming the fact that he was sweating too much by the time he got down to slip.
Poor Titus.
I will never say that. That man is a Hall of Famer, but let's be honest, that made him more popular for a very long
AJ
time.
almost eliminated from the Royal Rumble.
But he already eliminated himself going over the top rope earlier.
That is true. I did like the fact that they showed the Santino elimination in there.
I wasn't ready.
But I think he was
his real voice is so unstable.
Well, it's like the first time you hear somebody like Idris Elba talk, or
but
McNulty from The Wire.
But one of the first times I saw Idris Elba, he was using his real voice in the movie, so it didn't hit me so hard.
I saw it. I mean, because he was on The Wire,
right? And remember, I'm a latecomer to The Wire.
That was my introduction to him.
I will find this stupid video.
The more I'm looking at Seth's trunks, the more shots at AEW I'm seeing.
Yep. Speaking of which, did you see the Brandalorians return to Twitter earlier?
I did not.
Basically saying, replying to some people bashing Cody, just being like, yeah, and y'all are the same ones that said he should have stayed even if he was unhappy.
Welcome to the IWC.
Yeah, most toxic fandom outside of Dallas. That's right, I said it. Come at me. It's Vexploit. Come at it. Looking at you, Will.
It's always nice to, like, even though I don't have the audio, I'm glad that I don't have to hear woo after every chop.
They aren't.
They're not real, really.
No, there's just cheering. It's like an old school event. It's pretty cool.
And Ric Flair in town the other night. He and
the Star is now undefeated when he wears the sweater.
His partner were at the arena. Did you see the footage when they cut to him the first time?
No, I didn't.
So Tyson's
it wasn't the first time when he was losing his mind.
No, it was
later.
He's waving the towel around, right?
Okay.
Towel flies out of his hand, and he just stops and walks over to pick it up.
Yeah, because Ric Flair.
No, that was Mike Tyson.
Oh, well, Tyson doesn't care. But allegedly they are in Vegas right now for tomorrow.
Oh, I'm sure.
But, Tyson lives there.
Mm-hmm. Tyson does business there, too.
They both do business there.
Indeed.
And in case you're wondering what we're talking about without actually saying it, you could also check Colorado and Washington.
They have a strain of weed.
I wasn't going to say it, but
you can say it. We just, it's illegal in this state, but you can say it because it's a fact. Oh, very nice move by AJ with an adjustment by both of them. There's one. There's two. No.
I will say that spot it isn't able to be done in every match, but when he does the moonsault into the reverse DDT, it's always so pretty.
Yes.
And I had a realization that kind of broke my brain the other day.
What's that?
I have been watching AJ Styles as a champion or in main events for over 20 years or 25 years now. That's crazy. Early on stuff when I was in Pennsylvania, but
before TNA?
Before TNA.
Okay, fair enough. Because I was going to say TNA just turned 20 a couple years ago.
Yep. Yeah.
And by the way, they also announced last night on Under Siege, in the next few weeks, they will be celebrating their 1000th episode.
Okay, I thought he was going to try and go for a Styles Clash instead of the Buckle Bomb there.
There's your Buckle Bomb. Seth now going to the top rope.
There's just something to be said. This is another one of the little pet peeves I have when other people use certain moves as a finisher, but they're like the worst version of it. Like Dominic doesn't throw a bad frog splash, but it's like fifth best on the roster right now.
It's getting a lot better, though.
It is getting
better.
If you
look at his frog splash 6 months ago and you look at it now, it's a lot better.
Yeah, but there's a 0% chance he'll be top 2. because nobody's topping Montez Ford, and Seth Rollins is just a thing of beauty when he throws a frog splash. And I want to say there's somebody else that has a really good one, and for some reason I'm drawing a blank. Kevin Owens looks great, but that's just because realize what a mountain of a human that is doing the frog motion when you don't have to. Hashtag Bronson Reed.
I do like the new Sami Zayn shirt that matches it.
That matches
KOs. The duct tape.
Yes, I did appreciate that one. The duct tape SZ.
Mm-hmm. Not as good as WrestleZania, but it's in a vault.
You know, I almost wore that one for this show.
Oh, did you? I didn't know you actually ended up getting it.
I got two.
Oh, very
one
nice.
for me and Sean.
Good.
Because Sean was insistent. No, she wasn't. No, I surprised her with it.
Well, she's allowed to be. She's Sean.
That's also fair. And is downstairs, and I can vaguely hear her cheering. Was that a weird mini flex of saying downstairs?
No.
Okay.
Lots of people have 2-story houses.
No.
Not me.
I was thinking
by then now giving away our undisclosed location, but
yeah, that's also
okay.
That's all right. They don't know the address, but you know, if you know how to use CAD, I'm already found.
You're not Doc.
Is it bad that I could still say his address and I haven't seen the man in a month?
People can. I saw him recently.
You know, somebody actually asked if he was going to be available for Monday's excursion, and I was like, I don't think Doc golfs.
It would be fun to watch, though.
Oh, it would be hilarious. Maybe we text him for that one.
We already have 4, I thought.
We have more. And what it's going to turn out is it's going to be like 3-on-3, 4-on-4. But there's a way to do it. I've already talked. Not if we do scrim. Well, we'll deal with that off air. They don't want to hear this. They want to hear about the play. Good job, Seth.
Just waiting.
Well, no, I appreciate him trying to wiggling out, though.
Oh, reversal style clash.
The Avalanche Styles Clash.
I bet those are comfortable to sit on.
I could see it being 50-50. If you ask Brock, it depends on whether or not the pad's there.
Well, Brock's 750 pounds at 12'4".
Also fair.
And very few things are going to be comfortable for him outside of a tractor.
I just laughed so hard my belt pack fell off.
That's what I'm here for.
Oh. Uh-oh. And I don't care how many people do that. Just launching yourself onto the top rope from a standing or running position will always look impressively athletic and very cool. I like that twist on his normal spot into the Falcon Arrow of the reverse superplex into like a reverse Falcon Arrow. That was really cool. And fortunately, Corey Graves talking over Michael Cole, so he can't botch the move on this one. Which I've noticed Michael Cole has been doing a lot more of lately.
He's been at this a long time.
Yeah. And he doesn't have to get it right. The man has earned it. Can't find this. Maybe it's on their Twitter. Oh, very well.
I respect the fact that the crowd is being respectful of each other. There's not a lot of people holding up signs or being on.
I wonder if they were even allowed to bring
No, I've seen
signs.
a sign. I
have not.
Right dead center
of
that section. I do like that they've got the video screens on the inside too. I think that's very helpful.
Yes. Well, the more screens, the better in a lot of circumstances, because you never know who has blind spots.
Mm-hmm.
And you also want to try and cater to somebody who may have been like super excited to get a low seat, but they're behind a pillar.
Which you have 4 of those in there.
Yeah. Very large ones, but they work well for the canopy.
I don't know if you needed a canopy in a dome.
I think it's more along the lines that they needed a canopy because the dome wasn't as load bearing as they wanted for the screens or the monitors or pyro.
Could be.
Because, yes, you could see that there's a lot of, to use the word of the day, girders and everywhere along the dome, but they look like much thinner steel, like less load bearing. So the actual design is what keeps everything in place.
Going back to that Rumble thing I watched.
Yes. That was Secrets of the Rumble?
No, the true story.
The true story of the Rumble.
What year was the 40?
Oh, I said it was 2005
because they didn't mention the 40 man at all in the documentary.
I think that's because of who won that.
But they could have said that at one time it was 40 because the original was 20.
That's fair. The original was 20? I thought it was always 30.
If I remember correctly, the one Duggan won.
Yes.
And there's some great extras on that Blu-ray, especially Duggan he tells a great story about Taker.
You know my favorite Taker Rumble story.
So,
that involves Cody.
Yeah. AJ going for the over the top rope jump, and then
they flat out said he was going for the phenomenal forearm.
That's what they call. I keep forgetting what they call that.
Yeah.
There goes Seth.
One of the best suicide dives, or tope suicida.
I'm not a fan.
Well, it's one of those ones.
That guy's very happy.
Let's hope that that's not a legit injury.
Let's take a look at the replay. Here's the dive. AJ catches fine.
Oh, he
did.
No. Okay, no. The leg that he landed awkwardly on is actually the right knee. He's holding the left, so it's
he tweaked it a little bit, but I think he's going to be okay. He's just shaking it off. That guy's also still very happy. He has a red world championship belt.
He's just happy to be on camera.
Hey, you know what? The heck of a spot, and I'm sure that seat was not cheap.
Yeah, it depends on who you know.
Yeah, and nobody I know.
That's also true.
AJ into the calf crusher. Very nice. Stretching very nice. I hope Seth did his stretches before the match. Roll over again. I feel like the more you put Seth through, the better I feel about my pick of him winning this.
Yeah, I honestly, did you hear anybody say that AJ Styles was winning this? Because I didn't. Because let's also put it in this context. We have a hard brand split again. And they're talking about this being the Raw champion, the workout horse champion.
And I said that from the get-go. Why put a SmackDown version of this tournament if it's going to be the Raw belt? And you've just had the draft.
Yeah, but the only way, and they didn't do it, which is what bugs me, is at least if you're going to talk about it on SmackDown because there was that side of it, saying the winner will go to Raw. And I only heard that once.
But I still don't like that. I still don't like that we haven't swapped the women's belts yet.
Yeah, there's got to be something to that.
And that Bianca still keeps saying you're Raw women's champion.
Well, she's not alone because Rhea keeps saying you're SmackDown women's champion.
Swap the belts.
Or just name them differently. I'm fine with that.
Or it's a night of champions. I just
the fact that this is the first match bothers me still.
Or in our case in Dallas, Texas, the matinee of champions.
Actually, I think that's the entire country, sir.
Well, actually,
you were the one that worked at a theater. Please clarify the definition of matinee.
Matinees anytime before 6 o'clock for a movie.
Oh, okay.
A daytime
that's
showing.
Later than I thought it was.
A daytime showing, if you will. But on the West Coast, it's brunch of champions. If you think about it.
Mountain time, it's brunch of champions. West Coast, it's breakfast of champions.
Because it would be brunch of champions because it would be 10 a.m. there. 11 a.m. Mountain, you could say lunch with champions because you at 11 o'clock. I'll give you 11 to 1 as that lunchtime window.
People in Honolulu are having the night before champions.
Yes, they're definitely having breakfast of champions, which should be sponsored by Wheaties.
I like that.
You're welcome.
Nah.
That's what I bring to the show.
Among many things.
We'll see.
It's always weird that slow swinging enziguri.
Yes.
Little homage to Samoa Joe of the just duck out of the way.
I'm sorry, that would be Samoan Joseph to you, sir.
I'm not British enough for that.
Fair enough.
Remember. Oh.
That was... Did he mean to do that? Because that looks like the most missed curb stomp ever.
I think AJ missed the spot because he just wound up stomping on his hand.
Yeah. That's one way to get out of Styles Clash.
Yeah. Well, it's been done before.
Pele kick. There was a double Pele last night.
Like 2 flips or 2 kicks?
2 kicks at the same time. During the...
just through a pedigree.
During the...
Miguel?
No.
Oh.
A double that would constitute 2, which would be the tag team match.
Oh, see, I was thinking of 2 feet, 1 person.
And I'm assuming, I don't think subculture was a thing before NXT UK.
I don't believe it was.
Because it still is. So I guess H let him take it with him.
I think subculture is what they were allowed to use. It was the adjective that they used in front of subculture, because it was like South Wales subculture or something along those lines
I don't know.
when they were in UK. Still a great team.
They
Big fan of
and
that.
they still have Danny Luna with them too.
That's cool.
So
I have to look that one up.
I mean, this match has been going for a minute.
Well, yeah, this is going to be the longest match of the night, I'm betting. Yeah.
No, I think
have you ever pivoted in the middle of a Google and wind up spelling out something else entirely? Because I wound up looking up Smark Andrews, and that led me somewhere very different.
look for Mandrews. Remember, he won that British Impact thing, and that's what he was. He was Mandrews.
You just made me Google Mark Mandrews because I was in the middle of that.
Always love the midair kick if it's executed correctly.
Shout out Shelton Benjamin.
Yeah. No one has sold it better. Sean better have given him a life debt for that timing.
God, yeah. Okay, so we're selling the knee buckling when he goes for the stomp. And now we're going to talk about how we're going to finish the match. Let's go. Oh, that's how we're telling this story.
Oh, that was badly transitioned.
Actually,
There's
I don't
your
think it was
pedigree.
too terrible.
Cody, curb stomp. I said Cody. I meant Seth. There's your curb stomp. Maybe taking 1, 2, 3. Your new world heavyweight champion is one Seth freaking Rollins. And we all knew that.
Yeah.
But we will give it just a minute for the presentation of the belt. I wanted to go full Rick Rude and have the belt airbrushed on the back of his tights on Monday night.
I like the idea, but I didn't Rick Rude do it on the front, like where the belt went.
He's done it both ways.
Okay.
And H is in the ring with the belt to present it to him.
We have notes from downstairs. I love that she's into this.
She said the word shows sass.
Yes.
So this is now the third belt that Triple H has presented him with.
Well, we got to get the point. Don't forget. Oh, there's the point.
And we know we're not going to have a turn because
You never know.
No, H has a defibrillator attached.
Yeah, but
to
he
his
could still
body.
drop to his knees if he wanted to. But remember, Seth has always been his guy.
Well,
Fun fact, Seth Rollins is the first person to vie for a new championship 3 times in the company.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah. Can you name who he beat in the or who he faced in the prior 2?
The original NXT belt?
Yes.
And I have 2 guesses. One would be,
For the record, I want to clarify for anybody watching, I am not looking that up. I remember.
I have 2 guesses. One would be Samoan Joseph.
Nope.
And the other would be Sami Zayn.
Both would be wrong.
Okay.
That was Jinder Mahal, sir.
Oh, wow.
And the one that we know better, because they did it over and over again for the semifinal match that he had for this, for the Universal title.
Him and Finn.
Correct.
But
So now
Finn won that and then had to drop it the next night because he got injured.
the 22-hour champion. But so Seth Rollins is
I
now.
apologize. Okay.
I'm sorry.
I just want to make sure that the charger cable was working.
Okay. So Seth Rollins now 2-1 in new title matches.
I just wish this had been an all Raw match because then I would have at least had this much doubt in my mind.
You know, or let's be honest. You know my love and affinity for AJ Styles. I have said it multiple times that if he could cut a better promo, he would be an unquestioned GOAT in that conversation. His job at this point is to make other people look good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he does a very good job at that.
He does it better than just about anybody else.
Yeah.
If not better than anybody else.
Seth celebrating in the ring. Many people are very, very happy about this. We have green lasers for some reason.
Well, it is Jeddah. It is the official color.
But I thought for him it would be red because
But
burns down.
it's about Saudi Arabia. It's not about him.
but it is about him right now because he
There's
just won
also
the
a
belt.
green flame. I mean,
Hey, but we can say a belt moved hands at the Saudi show.
but we've said that that's happened before.
Yeah, but not nearly as much.
That's also true. But not. Like, I was thinking about that. How many belts have moved recently? I feel like, and I hate to say this because I actually like this design. I know you've talked about it as being.
I can give you 3 this year.
Put a pin in that.
4.
Real quick. Put a pin in that real quick. I almost wonder if we're going to get this one as like the old school WWE title that got hot potato a little bit. Like it'll change, not every show, but it might actually change on Raw.
That would be nice.
That we get something where there's actually some doubt on the retaining,
All right.
unlike anything Roman has done.
While we are in commercial break, let us go to the first of the 2 t-shirts from the crate from our friends at ProWrestlingTees.com. Let me close the crate so I can see what I'm doing here. We have a shirt. I do not believe you will take this.
Okay.
It is one of my favorite tag teams of all time.
Okay.
But it has pictures. Well, it's got autographs, but you're also not a big fan of this team.
We'll judge
Oh,
that.
we're advertising Money in the Bank the
Bank.
day before my birthday. It is the Legion of Doom.
It's not that I'm not a fan of them. I just think that they are overrated
Okay.
for what they were, but they are a greatest tag team of all time, unquestioned.
Mm-hmm.
You are correct that I will pass because realistic pictures and writing.
And I already have a Legion of Doom shirt, so I'm going to give this to Don.
Don will appreciate that.
Mm-hmm. I've got the one that just has the cockamamie logo on it. So, and it's red, which is also unusual for them. We now cut to Cody Rhodes in the training room. They are putting what appears to be some form of an air cast on him for his match with Brock Lesnar later today. See, that's how you say it when it's a daytime show, NXT. You see how that works? Stand and deliver.
Okay, yes, they're calling it a brace, not necessarily a cast.
So this is part of the triple main event, but we're not doing this now because we have the logo or the graphic on the screen.
Oh,
Street Profits in the crowd tonight.
looking very sharp.
Very, as they do. As
CM
they
Punk
do.
shirt.
Well, you're always going to.
Yeah. Well, I didn't expect it. That's
I got to say, Dawkins, I like his suit better.
no shame. Hi, how are you doing? Yeah. Montez, always a pro.
As he is.
I still can't believe his body transformation from the day he signed to now.
Yeah.
That's like
Okay, we're going to do the
difference.
Becky Lynch Trish Stratus match now.
So if you need to use the restroom, now would be the time.
Do you want to pull up the Wikipedia page so that you can give me match times, or do you want me to do that?
I will be happy to do that. I don't think we would have it right away. Do they usually get it that quick?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
That's how I do it during the show.
You have been the conductor in many of these situations. This is a peek behind the curtain, even for me. But I'm going to do something else real quick.
We're doing the video the Trish Becky
turn
saga.
Can we bury the term saga because it's now getting overused?
It's the only way I can put it.
I know, but
Like we all knew this was coming. And yes, Trish has spent more time as a heel than she ever did as a babyface, and I get that. But
did you see the social media burial of Trish Stratus by a former champion?
I did not.
Medusa.
Well,
no.
To anything Alundra Blaze / Medusa says, you have to take with a grain of salt. Because it depends on the day.
Allow me to clarify.
Okay.
She had a lot of validity in her words.
Okay.
So Trish,
I apologize for slurping in people's ears if I did that. I was trying not to do that.
But so the whole bit with Trish talking about how she started the women's revolution, got people their start in women's wrestling, making it actual wrestling, even though she's probably been in almost as many bra and panty matches as anybody else. But Medusa basically came in and said, yeah, I started doing the wrestling before, and you should probably put some respect on Bull Nakano's name and anybody who came over from Japan, because all you opened the door for was acts like the Bella Twins and Candice Michelle, who weren't exactly wrestlers, but things to ogle. And I'm like, she's not wrong.
She's not wrong, but she's not 100% right.
No. It's not. I don't 100% agree with it because case in point, Lita Trish main eventing Raw. That's the beginning and end of it.
But you also have to look at it from, I understand what Alundra Medusa Blaze is saying. I get that. But I think from Trish's standpoint, to play devil's advocate, Alundra Blaze, Bull Nakano, that was the exception versus the rule.
True.
Outside of a handful of women in those days, it was, and it has been said multiple times in every company, that they were a sideshow. Now, am I saying that Trish is solely responsible? I am not. But it took Trish and others of her ilk, again, her lead in main eventing Raw, to...
I didn't know that was a thing on mine.
The Zoom?
Yeah. I never use touchpads. I hate touchpads.
To have the group of women to have the technical expertise to pull that off.
So right now they're talking about this is the national bird of Saudi Arabia, the falcon, but with the gold falcon representing the Night of Champions within Saudi Arabia. Nice touch.
Okay.
I didn't want to interrupt you, but I thought that was worth noting. That looks cool.
Yeah, here comes Trish.
Oh, by the way, Sean hates Trish.
Well, she's doing her job.
Yeah.
So for those of you that may not have watched a show from Saudi before, their traditions and their culture are a little bit different. So in the women's matches, the outfits are going to look more covered because that is what is required by the government. So just be aware of that. Like you're seeing Trish now with full black bodysuit with pink accents. That is what is approved for by the culture and the government. So
what are the odds that she borrowed Natty's wardrobe from a past
event?
Because it looks almost identical.
If I remember, Natty would wear white though.
Natty wore black and pink during one of them. Yeah.
Okay.
Almost exactly like this.
It's very possible. Using the Eve theme. I just remember on WWE Confidential, they toured her house in Toronto. She has in her bathroom, she has a section of her bathroom that converts it into a sauna when you close these glass doors.
Nice.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. And of course, she has "Thank you, Trish" on the back of the jumper, I guess would be the correct way to call it.
The outfit. That's what I'm going with.
Well, but I mean, as a technicality, isn't a jumper a one piece that zips up like that?
I think so. You're not talking to, okay, let's see what Vex is throwing down. Is she doing the Game of Death thing?
Looks it would be impossible to tell, but I think you're right.
She's definitely wearing yellow.
Yes, there is definitely. Yep, there's black stripe on the side. It's definitely Game of Death.
She is doing the Game of Death outfit.
She's done that each time she's had a Saudi match.
It's not the first time she's done that. I can definitely say that. And the hair extensions are in full force.
Oh, she had those rocking for the press conference.
Well,
oh wait, that's more of a Kill Bill, like the biker suit.
No, well, Kill Bill
when it comes off, it's
to me.
Kill Bill.
What I think she's actually doing is she's doing an homage to F1.
That's
F1 is a big deal in that section of the world. That is
true. There's a lot of owners.
I believe she's doing an F1 thing with all the different logos and stuff.
I'd like to get a closer look at the logos just to see what
one of them. I think. Let's see here.
One is Bex.
Yeah, Man of the Masses.
Yeah. So they are all personal logos.
I think
it's Lynch honor belt.
I think it's a combination of F1 and
Game of Death.
Game of Death. Yeah.
I thought that jacket was a jacket that was going to come off. Now I think it's a one piece to stick with it.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. Speaking of women's, did you see the first qualifier match for the Money in the Bank?
I saw the graphic last night, and I remember the other one being LA Knight and Montez Ford.
Yes, but the first women's qualifier is Lacey Evans against Zelina Vega. I'm uncertain. Yeah, I'm uncertain on which one or who would win that one. I want to say Lacey Evans just because she would be your big bad within that level. But Zelina Vega has been running hot right now.
Lacey Evans currently in a fight with her HOA. She is.
I know. I just didn't expect you to say it.
I follow things on social media.
I'm not saying that you don't, but our direct experience with
that's the reason I knew what it was.
Yeah.
No, Trish, I can't hear you. Alex can.
Well, no, I'm trying to hear. I don't.
Oh.
Tell me this is the end. Just tell me it's like
that
the
would be
one
amazing.
and done. But you can't keep telling a story from that.
Well, yeah, you can. You can say, "Oh, I wasn't ready."
Yeah, but
you stretch it out because last I knew, the plan was
wait,
this
is
was
she
not going to
wearing
call
yellow Yeezys as well?
Probably. To my knowledge, this is supposed to go to SummerSlam.
Oh yes.
She's wearing yellow Adidas.
Yeah, they are not Yeezys.
Thinking about it more, I don't think anybody on that's in the public eye would be wearing those.
It's shockingly they're making a comeback, and I can't believe it.
I'm still going to shop at the Nike outlet. I don't care.
Nah.
Because I'm not paying $300 for a pair of shoes.
You know what? I will say
a
a quick shout out. The GOAT app. Very much enjoying seeing this sneaker selection there.
I don't know what that is.
It's where I find my Jordans.
Oh.
Wow, that felt really hoity to say out loud on a live microphone.
Like I said, I'm not paying that much money for a pair of shoes I ain't going to wear.
That's also fair.
I go to the Nike clearance store, pay $30. Yeah, they squeak every time I walk, but I don't care. I may be a walking NBA game. I don't care. They are very comfortable. I'm wearing them right now. I haven't taken them off since I arrived at our undisclosed location. Oh, Trish with the old school frame it up. And then didn't kick her where the frame would normally go. Okay.
Becky shouldn't have straight hair. It makes it look like a mullet.
Maybe that's what she wants. Oh, she's got Becky Lynch on the sleeve too, on the right, on the left sleeve, on the right sleeve.
It's the right sleeve, yes. Yep. But it looks like nunchuck, so it's definitely Game of Death.
There we go.
Don't.
It's been a while since I went back and revisited that film.
You know, I'm still overdue to do that Bruce Lee marathon.
Always available at the house.
I know.
Like, so, you know what,
there was only one of those that you had.
What was it? What did you say?
There was only one of those available that you had. I don't know.
I need you to clarify because it sounded like you said "F you."
I did not say F.
Okay. I was like, what?
No, I got caught in between. I believe you got the only one and saying you had the only one that was available at the store when we saw it.
Because that's want to make sure we clarified.
There's going
to be people going, wait, what? No, he did not say that.
Sorry, I'm also answering text clarifying. Yes, watch our watch along because they are required to dress like that by law.
Yes. I think I finally got the sound bar dialed in for my new Xbox. However, anything on Fox is a nightmare to watch. I don't know
they have
why.
Weird level changes. It happens here too with my Bose.
I was watching it last night. I was watching SmackDown, and I had my normal range, as you know, because you've had experience with that Nakamichi.
Mm-hmm.
Usually with the Xbox, I'm at 20, 22, 24. With my Roku, I'm at 18, 20.
Mm-hmm.
I had to have a decent audible level on SmackDown at points. I was 34, 36. And then all of a sudden, boom, and then I had to turn it back down.
Right.
So I said, to heck with the 22, 24, and you guys can just do whatever you want, and I'll hear what I can. Now, I can't vouch for any other wrestling programs because I usually watch those in my office. And I have a different Roku for that.
South Wales subculture. I finally got across it, but I couldn't get past the fact that one of his first tag teams was actually a mixed tag with now Tegan Knox, formerly Nixon Newell. They were Team Bayside High.
Wow. I have a t-shirt for that.
I think a lot of people do.
I wore it to a 90s concert a few years ago. Oh, there's Becky's teeth. Hi, Becky's teeth.
God. There's laws against that much exposure, even if it is only gums.
Got the guy in the second row wearing sunglasses indoors.
Well, it's a common thing there.
Was she just sprinkling something on the referee?
Pulling hair out of her fingernails.
Or is it hair in air quotes?
Hair-like substance?
Okay. Something. So she pulled something off of the top of Becky's head.
Something stringy?
Yes. Or in the cranial region, if you will.
That was interesting. Becky called that spot where she was going off.
Oh, we're losing an extension.
Well, no, I'm not worried about the extension. We have calf. There's an issue. We have calf. Hopefully it's a sock. Becky's left leg. Hopefully they don't get in trouble for that.
Oh, I'm sure if there's a problem, I mean, the ref.
Fortunately, she's pale enough that they may not notice.
Yeah. It works for Sheamus. It's low hanging fruit. You know
This match, sub-starring or co-starring Sheamus's thigh.
I did get a good look at the back of those soccer jerseys last night.
The Brawling Brutes.
Yeah.
Kit jerseys.
Mhm.
Yes. Is somebody advertising
Drinking
soda?
pints and picking fights or something on the back.
Oh, they changed it.
That's what it said last night.
Okay. I missed it last night because the first week that they had him,
Mhm.
his said Ridge and the other one said Bush.
No, they both had that, but underneath it, there's
No, I'm thinking it only had their.
yeah, it's got a white
Yeah.
strip underneath it that says drinking pints and picking fights.
I said the
whatever that
same
thing
thing to Sean. I hate the name Brawling Brutes. I wish it was anything else. I would buy every one of those jerseys.
I still want a jersey because it looks cool.
It does look cool.
Slap fight. Lots of hair flying around.
Well, remember, Brian Pillman's the one that peeked behind the curtain that said the reason we have mullets and long hair is so we can swing it around and make it look good.
Speaking of things of its look, did you see the anniversary this week?
I saw multiple anniversaries.
It was 13 years ago this week that Tamina and the Usos debuted on Raw.
I did not see that one.
Mhm.
Cool.
Mhm.
No,
And they are not on this card.
no, well, as we know of.
See, what I would do if they weren't there, I would have something filmed of them on a plane. And then as the match starts,
They
the
get a
plane
call.
just leaves.
Oh,
No explanation. The plane just leaves. Because that way you could still continue to tell the story, but they don't have to be there.
I can't get past the idea that I think Jimmy cost them that match. But I do also want to say
sell the crap out of it last
there was an anniversary today. Friend of the show, Brian Bowden. Congratulations on 1 year in that relationship.
Mazel tov. Trending number 1 in the United States, WWE knock.
I've been reading it that way the whole time too. It still bugs me.
Speaking of which, your HDT jam next week will be Fast 10.
Oh, but by saying knock, you now owe $1 to both Al Pacino and Colin Farrell. Gabriel Mocked only gets a dime.
They can put it on my tab.
Come collect.
There is also a connection to the content of the show to this week's episode of Matinee Heroes that I was listening to on the way over here. We're talking about First Blood this week, but I'm not going to tell you what the actual connection is. Go listen to the show. Craig does a great job.
Did he say if we're allowed to talk about the other thing yet?
We already have.
Well, I meant more in depth to it.
No,
we can't face off until it's a final.
Right, but it's also like I don't know what the air dates are yet. We just know it's
We know it's later. Yeah,
I think it's in the fall.
Remind me to tell you more about that offline.
Okay.
Let's see. So when Wikipedia puts it up, is it the expected match order, or do they have input on it?
They may have rearranged it when they found out that by the time you got there.
So do we think Trish wins this because we know it's supposed to continue on?
That's what I'm going with.
That's what I would think too. Not that I like it, but that's because.
And that's one thing you can say about the Saudi shows. They don't tend to be face fests like a lot of shows of its ilk tend to be.
And they've also become less of a. Let me clarify this. It might be a face fest for based on who they like or for various reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Early on, it was that. It's less so now. But not pegging Seth Rollins. He's always been one of the favorites over there. But I was thinking more along the lines, if we're doing Trish going over, and she's definitely put work in. She does not look nearly as rusty as she had been. So thankfully that's...
Well, because I think she realized that she has to do this on her own. She doesn't have it's not a tag match. So she doesn't have to see, she's not...
But I would have thought she would have
service.
trained better for then too.
Ugh, that was bad.
Well, Judas effect.
Bex is losing all kinds of stuff out of her hair.
Well, yeah, that's all the connective tissue.
Stunner? Question mark?
Reverse blockbuster stunner thingy? Or did she get gum in her hair?
There's like multiples of that. I don't know what's going on.
It's very bizarre. This is where I really wish Sean was here to explain what those things are. Only there was a
magic box. Or you just do this. Hey, Sean, what are the things in Becky's hair? She says those are the extensions. Why rely on technology when you have acoustics?
Technically, you did rely on technology.
No, because I muted those and yelled to her.
Muting is technology.
Right, but that by muting it, I'm not relying on the technology. You see.
Oh my God. Oh, that broke me. See, I thought we were going to have a special guest by now, but a furry kind.
Oh, that's still possible.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Oh, Becky with the block. That's just like, let me just go to the bottom rope here. Just I'm Lindsay Lohan, and this is how a crab walks. Family Guy deep cut. Those are actual shoes. They're not wrestling shoes.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I've noticed that happening a lot. People wearing sneakers of various forms.
I feel like that exposes your ankles pretty hardcore.
It does. But to their credit, and one of the things that was explained, I want to say, who was it that kept wearing Jordans?
It looks like she's got puka shells in her hair.
It does look like puka shells.
Like maybe she'd gone down to your parents' place and hung out for a few days.
Can we make me sound more elitist on this episode?
That's kind of up to you. That's your narrative, sir.
That's also fair. But God, I totally lost my train of thought on what we were saying. Oh God. But
I miss the days of the 20-second count out.
Those are still
that was a nice kick.
Those are still today in Japan.
Well, I think ROH does too.
That wouldn't surprise me. They've always done the 20.
3 hours ROH, really?
I remember the first ROH show that we all went to, and I was like, oh, they're going to get counted out. This is weird. 11. And I just looked at you and went, what just happened?
That was the very first episode they ever did on, I don't know if it was still HD Net back then, what Access TV is now. They actually made it a point to say that in Ring of Honor it's a 20. That's the only reason I knew.
They always did a good job of that, of clarifying if there was anything that was out of the norm.
Yeah. And Ring of Honor, let's put those pay-per-views back on Honor Club where they belong. Thank you.
Wait, that's right. Honor Club is a thing.
Mm-hmm. I am a member. That's
Could
how
you
I watch
mute,
it.
please?
We'll talk later.
Yeah.
I've already unmuted again.
Yeah.
Oh, there's the armbar.
The disarm her as she yells tap.
Tickle her. Tickle. Oh, she's pulling on the extensions.
Oh God, it's coming out. Hey, that's one way to break a hold.
Yeah, but that's I'm seeing both got hair.
Yeah.
What if we found out that was all a wig on Trish? That would be amazing.
Oh, that would be hilarious.
1, 2. Okay.
I thought she was going to hold the ropes just for the sake of it.
This match has gone really long.
Yeah.
Oh, now that I'm reminded again. I watched the video yesterday.
Real quick. Trish is wearing Converse Chucks. They're tall Chucks.
She always Chucks are her thing.
I don't remember that. You were watching it the other day.
Asuka's makeup.
Oh, I did see that video.
That she does it all herself. That's not stenciled or anything.
Mm-hmm.
That was impressive.
Yeah. Well, we have talked multiple times about how she is a multi-millionaire just based on.
What was that?
I don't know. She was getting swoggle for.
Oh, Zoe Stark.
Ugh. I hate Zoe Stark.
I don't hate Zoe Stark. I just main roster not a place for her right now.
Anywhere where you can see her face is not a place for her.
Is Zoe Stark Canadian?
No, that doesn't make any sense to me. Oh my God. So this is how you find out. Trish made them pick Zoe Stark during the draft. So that's the thank you, Trish.
Mm-hmm.
Boo.
Yeah, just like we thought. Trish wins.
I need a closer look at that red belt. That
Oh, Beck's bleeding from the nose.
that's where Trish tried to get her hair and wound up sticking her nose in her.
Bex will bleed on you if you let her. She doesn't have a problem bleeding. I mean, you remember when they had the SmackDown versus Raw thing when she busted her nose open and she's like, I don't need a towel. We're just gonna let this
just
blood
roll
cover
with
my
it, the
face.
main thing.
Why would we show that replay?
Because all we got.
All right, would you mind grabbing me a beverage, please?
Do you have a
Your
preference?
choice.
I love being wireless. This is awesome.
Shout out to Phoenix Pro. They do amazing work. PHENYX Pro. That I will give a free ad to because they got me out of the jam and their equipment is rock solid. So, all right. Oh, I'll wait for you to get back.
No, go for it. I'm right here.
No, it's the crate though.
Oh, I just wanted to sell it further in case,
And Casa del Bro.
And Casa del Bro. Casa del Bro is awesome. But, we should have flipped the video.
No, they can. It only looks like that for us.
Oh, okay. That always throws me off, even during like meetings.
There's no way you can change it.
Okay.
All right. I do not see you passing. Oh, I this is literal 50-50
Okay.
because this is someone whose work you enjoy, but you also do have a lot of their stuff.
Just to clarify on that match, the last text I received was from the same house saying, "Oh, somebody helping Trish win. That's dumb."
That's wrestling.
That's wrestling logic.
It was established in 1980.
You also have to clarify, I do tend to lean heavily into the non-black shirts just because so many of them are.
Which I'm assuming is this person's year of birth.
Okay.
Because I find it hard to believe they've been wrestling for 43 years.
That is a fair point.
But it may not be a standard measurement.
Is Mustafa Ali wearing a 205 Live jersey?
Yeah, he is. Because this shirt, well, let me have to check the size too. Because there may be a problem in the conversion because it is very European.
Oh, I like that a lot. I have so many Claudio shirts.
That's what I say. You like him, but you have a lot of his stuff. So,
yeah.
All right.
That's definitely staying with me.
I'm looking through. Okay. Is that? I feel like, oh, no, that's not. Okay. I felt like we had a duplicate item from another recent crate, but we do not.
Okay, so what we're doing right now is we're highlighting Mustafa Ali actually being in Saudi Arabia for Ramadan and being honored. That's pretty cool. Did not feel like an outsider for 1 minute.
Anything in the chat we need to
let me check on that real quick.
Nothing to address at this point. All right,
nope,
fair enough.
Just the initial. Fresh.
Dun, 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 dun.
That felt like a much longer match than it was.
15 minutes.
Did we ever say how long the first
We
match
did
was?
not.
Okay. So first match, 20 minutes, 40 seconds for Seth coming out on top as your inaugural / new WWE World Heavyweight Champion.
This is a really nice piece they're doing with him.
Yeah, it is. And it's all him narrating.
Oh, is it really?
About it, yeah. But I've long said, let Mustafa Ali be himself and he will get over. It's like even after he had left Chris Jericho and before Roman had returned, he said, that is the coolest dude I have ever met. Let him be him. I am unfamiliar with the process of snipping hair.
I don't know what to say about that. I don't know either. But it seems like it's something that's
This is beautiful.
Very respectful.
Yeah. I was like, apparently, and I'm not trying to diminish. It's like, is part of it that you're not allowed to go to the holy site with split ends?
I'm wondering if that's
leaving part of yourself.
Could be.
Yeah.
Could be. Could be.
Yeah, that just occurred to me. I didn't want to
And
interrupt you, but
he's your next match. So
Yeah.
right now
they're 3 for 3 on the
Yeah.
match order. So somebody may be involved. Oh, wow.
I
That
wonder-
looks cool.
Well, I wonder if they've got somebody there. And when you
That's what I'm
refresh,
saying. Yeah.
this because that way, because
No, this is the same order it was in.
Oh, okay.
before.
Because you had to refresh to get that. I wasn't sure if
Mhm.
that moved.
No. I have kept an eye on the match order that is on Wikipedia.
I dig the gear.
That's,
I like his
and
gear a lot.
This is one of those matches I said could go against logic because I could see something happening because Mustafa Ali, supremely talented.
Agreed.
Not to knock certain talent, but we know it was screwy every time Mansoor won in Saudi Arabia. Kid has talent, just not that much.
He's just too busy modeling right now.
You notice they're not highlighting him now that he is in that effeminate role. But I could see Mustafa Ali actually winning this, but that's how you get Gunther moving up to being Seth's first challenger.
Okay.
Or even, and I hope this isn't jinxing us, the hot potatoing of the Intercontinental title, and Gunther's going to win it back in 2 days.
Could be.
Yeah. Or that's your return match for Money in the Bank.
I really thought this was going to be Ricochet.
I did too.
And then one man Bronson.
Yeah. Sean repeatedly said, "Why him? I hate this character." When it happened. And she's not wrong. The positive Ali thing doesn't resonate. It doesn't work. But I will never stop laughing at the fact that Brock Lesnar forgot what his line was supposed to be when he was heading to the ring.
I honestly wasn't paying that much attention.
So he gets to Gorilla.
Mm-hmm.
Ali's supposed to be doing an interview. Brock Lesnar, just being Brock Lesnar, interrupts by walking by, gets to the curtain and pauses. You can see him forget what his line is supposed to be. And he just says, "Get a life, kid." And it's like, that's not what it was supposed to be.
Looking at the order on Wikipedia currently, I would move 6 to above 5. So then you would have men's, women's. Well, right now you have this match, then the 2 women's matches, then Cody, then the tag match. I would move Cody up 1, so then you could have every other match. But that's just my OCD. It could be too.
Yeah, well, it's symmetrical that way. But you know what? Let's acknowledge something real quick. And
Okay.
I'm not making a Roman joke. Have we ever had a Saudi show that has half the card being women's matches?
Never. This is the most ever.
This is a big step. And I will say this, from all reports and intents, Saudi Arabia in recent history, like very recent history, has done a lot to progress. Especially when you think about like the advancements of having Kandahar shot entirely there, even though there were certain things that weren't very Saudi friendly about the film, and still going through all of it. You have half the card of women's matches, Sami Zayn and by extension, the Syria aspect being in a far more progressive situation. We might have to start giving the KSA more credit for advancements.
Coming along.
Yeah.
No, Imperium in the all blue.
I like the static primary style colors. Like the navy works really well. I will never not giggle at the jacket removal of Gunther and the flare from, oh, wow.
There's a lot going on right there.
That's a lot.
Doc is very happy.
Doc is ecstatic. And we didn't get to see the twirl by Kaiser with the jacket.
I wonder how long it took them to get that figured out.
I don't know, but oftentimes he will give Vinci a subtle wink when he nails it, which makes me giggle. And that's what I was trying to get to before we had the ring general banners.
That's still a large man.
And the funny thing is, I knew he was big, but I honestly thought he was going to look smaller when he went to the main roster. Because it's one of those where you're like, oh, yeah, he's a big guy, but that's in PWG. Yeah, that's a big guy, but it's in NXT. And then he gets to the main roster and is actually taller than Brock Lesnar. And you're sitting there going, oh, my. Oh, everybody flooding down for Mustafa.
And they're not taking a ton of time between matches, which I appreciate.
No. And I will say this, Ali is one of those smaller athletic guys that Gunther can just toss around and look like a beast. And I'm going to be curious if you're going to be able to hear through the other bud the loudness of the chops that I expect coming.
Fair enough.
So they're telling the story about how Ali has basically no chance, and Graves is saying, well, anybody in the ring has a chance. It's just not very great. Obviously paraphrasing.
And Gunther, a newlywed.
Congratulations.
He and Ginny tying the knot recently.
Yeah, I need to find a way to get in touch with him because I recognize that lake where they honeymooned, but I don't want to be the creeper that was like, where were you? But it was gorgeous, and I actually want to go there again.
Oh, the magic box tell you that?
I feel weird about getting put on a list if I'm Googling stuff like that.
Okay.
But it should. But honestly, there's very few places in Italy that I went that I wasn't like, this is gorgeous. So that's the way
1
it's
foot connected.
Well, it's supposed to be 1 foot. I mean, it's more of the side thrust kick a la Liu Kang that he throws. We didn't talk about that on the air much, did we? During the last show. The return of Mortal Kombat to its roots with MK1.
I think we talked, the trailer was out, but I think that's all we talked about.
Did you see that you can see him, but barely? John Cena is one of the playable characters at Peacemaker.
Oh, I think I heard something about that.
Yeah. So he is at Peacemaker is one of the downloadable playable characters. Homelander from The Boys. It's that I love that Mortal Kombat hit a level of popularity that they just went off the rails and went, yeah, we'll put Rambo in, we'll put RoboCop in, we'll put the Terminator in.
Jason Voorhees at one point.
And Freddy Krueger.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Still waiting on that first big chop.
Is it possible that he's not going to be allowed to?
What do you mean?
As to diminish Mustafa Ali?
It's wrestling. Somebody has to win. Somebody has to lose. I doubt that it would be the case, but I understand where you're coming from.
To me, it kind of would have happened by now.
Well, they've already tried to do the spot where he has swung on him and missed. So I don't see there would be a reason that he couldn't. I mean, if I remember correctly, the bottom of the foot is considered an insult because of the dirtiness and it connected to the ground.
And the left.
But what I'm saying is a kick wouldn't be allowed, and we've had a bunch of those. So
also fair. But it is interesting to see.
Okay, I don't
Gunther,
like that. I don't like that they're painting Gunther into a box as just a smash mouth guy and saying he has no style. And I'm like, nice.
But it's good to see Gunther doing other things.
Yeah. Well, the man doesn't know how to have a bad match. It does not matter. We've said that for a long time.
Nice sell by Mustafa Ali, basically wrapping himself around the ring post.
Taking notes from Dominic Mysterio during that Brock Lesnar beatdown.
Mm-hmm. That was a good spot, though.
Yeah. Unfortunately for Ali, he's another one of those guys, much like we talked about with AJ Styles.
Mm-hmm.
Most of his work is making other people look good because the man can bump like nobody else in a lot of circumstances. And if this is your first time joining us, bump, it's taking an impact that makes somebody else look strong, good, impressive, any of that scope.
I like that logo, too. That Night of Champions logo, I like.
Mm-hmm.
He did a good job on that. See, there's the one sign. It's somebody for life. I don't know what
I didn't
promoting a podcast of some form.
I saw a sign for Sun Cola, which
there's that one too. Oh, maybe it's very popular over there.
Yeah, but you know how I feel about signs.
Yeah,
not making much impact, and I wonder if part of it is. Yeah, they didn't think that through.
The Sun Cola was just upside down.
Neither of them thought this through.
Yeah.
But the interesting thing is the impact is not very loud on Ali because each time the chop has landed, it's hitting hair.
Okay.
Like I can hear Ali's chops more, but that's, bare skin to bare skin or tape.
That was a strange shove.
Yeah.
Okay, now we have to come back
To get.
He's not boogsing up.
I'm still mad that Boogie Nights only happened for one night.
LA Knight's trunks last night were a thing. I like very DXy.
Yeah. See, that was even louder than the impressive chops that were supposed to be earlier.
Double underhook on the top rope.
Trying to Hulk out. See, that's the thing that I say about Gunther over and over again, aka formerly Walter. Those are drones flying around the arena. I did see a
drone, yeah, right there.
Yeah. But he may win convincingly, he may win repeatedly, but everybody who comes out of a match with Gunther, number one, has a very raw chest, but number two, looks better than when they went going in as a performer. Does not matter win or lose. It's part of what made Dragunov really pop, and he learned, oh, we had a 450 succeed. Gunther threw his arm out too early, kind of telegraphed that one. Good job cutting away before we saw Gunther roll in close enough for the move. Oh.
Nice stopping the rotation.
Yeah. Oh. He's yelling something in Austrian or German. I'm not sure. Doc would help, but
whatever is not native to either where they are or where we are.
Or he might have just been saying Ali over and over again, and it sounded odd to me with the accent.
Could be.
Graves, shut up. Let the crowd work once in a while.
He can't do that.
Well, no, but the hard part is they started chanting and Graves was talking over it, and it just kind of petered out. But it sounded like they were getting behind Ali to chant, and Graves wouldn't shut up, which is why he keeps winning worst announcer every year. Have you ever noticed that on PWI? He
don't
wins.
Pay attention to that stuff.
It makes me giggle. I like seeing it. But he won worst announcer almost every year.
Nice reversal.
Oh,
good
gross.
work by Gunther to lean into the kick, knowing he's 19 feet taller than that man.
And also selling.
There's the rotation. Oh, that was weird.
Well, getting in position for the 450.
Yeah, but could have done so a little less.
A little more subtle. Nope.
All right.
Big shotgun drop.
And there it goes.
God. Here's your power bomb.
Here's your finish. 2, 3.
Yeah.
And Gunther retains.
For the record, Sean hates Gunther right now, mostly because when she finally started watching it consistently, he was on vacation.
Fair enough.
So she's like, he's a champion. He should be there. I agree.
He's also his honeymoon. Don't like that belt.
It's not as bad as some of them have been.
Get the replay. All right.
In on 1 year as Intercontinental Champion.
That's hard to believe.
Yeah.
We have 2 items, a pin and a micro brawler.
Let's go with the item, or an item, because there's 2 of them.
1 or 2?
Let's go with 1.
Okay. It is socks.
Ooh, you know how I like the socks.
And you will like these socks.
Will I?
Because if anything these socks can do, it is to remove fear.
So
because
would you say it's in another language?
Seto Miedo socks.
Yeah. But my question is, are they both?
Oh, it is both because this is tag team edition.
Yeah. So for the viewers at home or wherever you're, KO in his honoring shirts, it's one of my favorite bits. So,
I did think it was weird last night that Sammy had the hoodie zipped up. That concerned me a little bit.
That didn't go as hoped. but so that we could see both.
Okay, fair enough.
This is odd. So it is both Lucha Brothers
Oh, it has their name on it too.
and the clarification
Nice.
on the back in case you didn't know.
But then who would be looking at the back of your legs?
It is above the heel.
Fair
So
enough. Are they fighting?
they're arguing because Sammy was trying to. So it's more Sammy coming saying, even if tonight is the end of it, I want you to know how much it's meant. And KO is going off on him saying, like, we beat the Usos for those titles, and they're more of a tag team than Roman has ever been in.
Oh, now Sammy's starting to get fired up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tonight's our day. Tonight is our day.
I don't like that they keep referring to him as Solo.
Yeah. I also just realized something. Do you know which foot each of these socks goes on?
I would assume Penta would be the left because of the way it reads.
Well, one of them has R in their name.
Mhm.
The other one has L.
Oh, okay. Literally L.
And now the triple main event. No.
Nope. Oh, LA Knight in the crowd.
Yeah.
And he's wearing sunglasses indoors. Oh, and they are chanting for him.
I noticed they flew in a lot of
This
talent.
kid was freaking. Oh, he's right behind them. This kid was freaking out before they cut the camera away. Oh, I like that suit that Graves is wearing. Oh, we got to make a wish.
Oh, yeah. First Make-A-Wish in Saudi Arabia.
Very nice. There's Cody. There's Kofi. Natty.
Continuing to grant wishes around the world. Dig it.
Oh, and now all the kids returning to their seat because LA Knight has left. Oh, but wait a minute. The camera's on. The genuine excitement. Raw Women's Championship. Okay, so they had him backwards.
Oh, we have our first miss. We just have to get one more.
Is Asuka on SmackDown now?
Yes.
And now it makes even less sense.
Yeah. But just one more for the road because Sean. Yeah.
Tell me to mute before you do that.
Oh, no. I moved the microphone
Well,
away.
but when you cover it, it could be feeding back. I don't know.
No. I turned it all the way away.
Okay.
So we're going to find out when we watch it back just to make sure I didn't break anything. Because let's be honest, if somebody's going to break something, it's me.
And everything looks good on this end. So,
You know, that was the other thing I wanted to look up was to see, like, outside of Money in the Bank, does Asuka ever win on a plea? Because I feel like she doesn't. Because we know she hasn't won on a Mania yet. Whether as a singles competitor or a tag team.
you know what I want to see in this match?
Missed
From Bianca.
from Bianca. Go for it.
Reverse the whip.
I need you to clarify because that can mean a lot of things.
Bianca spits the mist into Asuka, and that's what ends the match.
I understand where you're coming from, but I'm trying to remember, and I want to say it was in a Stardom show that somebody else who used mist. It was very awkward, but then it figured out what it was. Whoever it was that typically used the mist went to go for it. The other competitor grabbed her by the head and what looked like a very passionate kiss. And when they pulled back and it was awkward, they didn't know what it was. And the other person spit in her face. And I was like, that would never work in Saudi Arabia, but I appreciate the creativity. That was a much shorter match than I thought.
Piper Niven gets her name back and then disappears.
Yeah. Also,
Asuka fresh off her guest stint on that 70s show.
Asuka in quote unquote regular street clothes always looks bizarre.
That was kind of cool.
Yeah, the catch so that you don't have the
catch of death, if you will.
Okay, did you play the game when that happened of which one of the guys is going to take it? Because I had money on Jamie Noble.
I just didn't think it was going to happen until it happened. So the official theme of Night of Champions from Blame My Youth is Prize Fighter. You can listen to it on Apple Music or Spotify. The only reason I do that is that I can make sure you're lined up with us. Oh, they have a city walk. That's kind of cool looking. Ooh, that's pretty.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I was going to say they have a whale shark moving very fast. Oh, there's the adventure park that all the talent went to. That's cool.
Is that what it is? Top Buzz was the name of that ride.
So there was like a 40-foot drop into a crash pad, like a stuntman fall.
Oh, look at that augmented reality.
Owens did a swanton into it from like 40 feet.
Of course he did.
And I'm worried that they saw that and went, Mania. What in Philadelphia is tall enough for him to do that?
And is Shane available?
Oh, well, now we know where Becky's extensions went to.
Yeah. Oh, I dig Asuka's gear. For a minute there, I was like, wait, is that Asuka? Oh, the mask fell off.
Did it fall off or did she pull it?
No, it fell off.
Okay.
It's got the multicolors in the
murder clown.
Yep.
I don't like the new theme as much as I like the old one. And I still find it weird that your logic is she's a woman, so she needs a woman singing. And then you had Gargano's where it's like he's a man, so you need a man singing. It's like, that's stupid. They're the same song.
That logic makes no sense at all. I like how she's got all the color in the jacket, so she could still have the multicolored thing. But look at this kid with the man. Very nice.
Well done. I didn't realize that was a board behind them.
Mm-hmm.
I just now caught that. I saw the Night of Champions. I thought it was just a banner. Speaks how far technology has come too.
Yep. And here comes Bianca Belair, your reigning Raw Women's Champion, which still doesn't make sense. She's got a pseudo Formula One thing going on too. Not as Formula One as Bex's was, but and Bianca working the United Champions color palette. Wow, there's a lot coming off the hair extensions. I think that's just what she's doing now.
Okay. To be fair.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Asuka has only won one pay-per-view / plea match since 2020.
Oh, wow.
And that was the Elimination Chamber to face Bianca Belair.
She won another one.
Since 2020?
Money in the Bank.
That's not on this list.
That was Money in the Bank 2020 after WrestleMania.
That Money in the Bank was 2020. So she hasn't won since 2020.
Oh, okay. I thought you were including that in.
No. I was saying 2020 was the cutoff. She won a lot of matches in 2020 on pleas or pay-per-views. Since 2020, her only win was the Elimination Chamber. Like her last before the Elimination Chamber.
What are we doing with the ponytail?
I don't know, but it's been gradually coming undone more and more, and it's a little bit bizarre to me.
It's almost Macho Man Fringe level at this point.
But hey, Jessica Carr, shout out. The last one she won was December 20th, 2020, which was TLC, where she teamed with Charlotte Flair against Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler.
And we are underway.
You know what? Shout out to Asuka's ring gear. That looks great.
That's what I was saying earlier.
I apologize. I didn't hear that because I was doing research.
Oh, nice dodge by Bianca Belair. A lot of movement early on in this match. Bit of a frantic pace. I don't know how long they can keep this up unless they're trying to rush the match. Because right now, I mean, we're about the halfway point time-wise under normal circumstances with three matches to go. I thought Mustafa Ali looked like it was longer.
That's what I was saying when I pulled it up, was that was a lot shorter. As much as the women's match felt longer than it was, the Ali match felt longer. And not in a bad way either. It felt like there was more to it. Oh, that was cool. I wish I had a mute drop on that one because I wanted to laugh way too hard for any kind of recording. Because for some reason, you know how it picks up odd audio when they go to a close shot because the microphone is live? All you heard from Bianca while she was like leaning back after the kick was, oh. It sounded like a Shorzy joke.
Oh, dear.
Oh, we're already starting to lay the groundwork for a title change doesn't happen on a DQ or whatever because it has to be pinfall or submission. Jessica Carr getting in their ear saying to keep it clean, ladies, because she's a pro.
At least she's not yelling for the blockbuster.
Please inform our audience on that one because
there was an episode of SmackDown where she was heard on camera. I believe it was during one of Trinity's matches.
It was,
and it was blockbuster now, blockbuster now.
That was back at the beginning of the pandemic when we were still in the PC and Thunderdome wasn't a thing yet.
Live on camera.
Yeah, and it made it worse because there was no other audio.
Mm-hmm. But as we know, Edge, a big fan of the Jessica Carr.
Yes. Actually, I don't know anybody that isn't in the company because she works as hard, if not harder, than pretty much any ref on that roster and does a phenomenal job.
Was it Kiera Hogan who said they wanted her to be a ref and she didn't want to be a ref because she was too... Or no, it was... I
thought it was Red Velvet.
No, there was somebody... It was... Who was Kiera Hogan's tag team partner that's still in Impact?
Savannah?
No, the other one.
Oh. I can't remember.
The Boricua badass?
Oh, Diamante.
No.
No, the other one from that. Jeez, I keep naming the other of the two. Hold, please.
Fire and Flava. I think it was her that said that they had wanted to hire her to be a referee and she wanted to wrestle and they didn't want her to. Asuka's starting to feel it now. More booty bumps.
You mean the hip attack?
Is that what they call it now?
They've been calling it that for a while. Tasha Steelz.
Tasha Steelz. There you go.
I don't know if I'm more embarrassed or impressed that I named like every other.
Also fair. Well, now she's in ROH.
Yeah.
She wrestled the something Dubois, I think is her name this week, who is from Fort Lauderdale.
Huh.
Man, that's a lot of jewels that have to glue on her head.
How much of it do you think is clipped in and how much of it is glued?
It all looks glued to me.
I feel like I'm kind of getting to the point where I've seen this match enough. I'm not as interested in it as I should be because arguably these are the two of the top 4 women's competitors on the planet right now.
Did I hear last night correctly that now Isla Dawn and the artist currently known as Alba Fire are going to be defending those titles on all brands?
I thought I heard that too, which I still maintain I like my idea for it. Rather, make that the SmackDown Women's Tag Team Champions. Ooh, I like that. Co-sign Shinsuke Nakamura. Why have people not used that before? Like the mud hole stomping on a shoulder while you're holding the wrist. It makes sense. It looks good, and you could protect the other one.
Tells a good story.
Speaking of which, we did get confirmation on Dakota Kai, torn ACL, and it is kind of the result of her protecting an already injured Liv during that match by taking too much of the weight so Liv didn't get hurt further, wound up tearing her ACL, so she will be probably 12 months, if not more.
That sucks.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. What is that, velvet?
Actually, it might be.
Probably is.
Breathable velvet. Are we having it unravel because we're getting to the point where Bianca loses the hair? Or do you think they make enough money on the advertising?
It's starting to make me wonder if the more unraveled it gets, the closer we get to a heel turn, and then she just gets rid of it.
She is unraveling. Yes. I believe that is the same concept I've
been saying that since that WrestleMania press conference.
You have. You did say that first.
Ooh, she stepped on it. Pardon me.
Now, do you see Asuka winning the title here, or do you think it's still Bianca?
It's still Bianca.
I believe that too. That might have been the most impressive blockbuster I've seen in a while because it was faster, it was on the run, whereas other times blockbuster always looks cool, but it's usually slower and off the ropes.
Terrible sitcom.
Mm-hmm. What happens if we find out this was the gear that they were originally pitching to Steve Austin to be the ringmaster? You can't tell me that's not P.T. Barnum on Asuka's lower half.
It's very possible.
Yeah. I have to do my backflip. Come on.
Does she have like a pill for the mist in her trunks that she puts in her mouth and then does the thing?
I don't know, but that is the most common way that it's been done, is that it will be a capsule that can then either be bitten open or dissolves.
Because I can't say I've never seen it, but I haven't seen it in a long time.
Yeah. I want to say Tajiri talked about that because he had like a zip pocket on his. He has done both, where he used a capsule, but he is also at times just used it in a straight liquid. You know who I'd love to hear talk about that at length, because they've been through all the technology.
Muda?
Exactly. Since he has been from the time where capsules were probably invented into that effect. Okay, I hate to say it, but that's the dude that's been weirding me out the entire match.
Which one?
Random white dude in the front row with his two kids.
Okay.
It's one of these things is not like the other. And I want to know, A, did he just have a code to get in ahead of everybody else? Or is he part of production? As we know, many of the seat fillers that you commonly see, like Neon Shirt Guy or whatever, are friends with production. Creepy pay-per-view guy, as you've said, who is often with his mom. His dad is one of the TV producers. Can't believe I'm drawing a blank on his name, but I did know.
I do think it's only a lower bowl. There's no upper bowl in this stadium.
That's true. It's very spacious, but it's all lower and gradually up. And there's nothing with the dome that holds. And I want to know if the dude that's been holding his phone since the show started is streaming it or taking video.
That guy right there?
Yes. Top rope, left side.
I think he's taking video when camera's not on him, or somebody just caught him, because now he's looking around like,
No, he's been doing this the entire time. That's the crazy part. He has done it in every single match.
I just wish people are going to learn. It's not going to look good.
No,
it's like these people that would go to movie theaters and put their camera on the film. It's like, this is going to look like crap.
Yep.
I actually saw a guy do it once in a 3D movie and then show it to his girlfriend, like, hey, look what I'm doing. And I wanted to yell down, that's not the way this works.
I remember you telling me about that. It's funny every time.
And I remember going to see the first Kingsman with Dave and watching people in the crowd try to hide their phones as they were filming the trailers, which really made no sense.
Yeah.
But
especially because the internet.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of Dave, would you like to hear a funny statement?
Sure.
Sean now thinks it's actually called buble because I've called the drink that the entire time.
Good. Here for it. I wonder, like, the people that make the gear,
Oh, that was stiff.
because the women have to change their gear for shows like this, does the company pay for that?
Well, here's the interesting thing. I'd be curious if there's a budget because, as we know, for the Street Profits and Bianca, she makes all their gear
That's correct.
phenomenally.
It does a great job.
I'm using that term too much.
Not at all.
AJ Styles like $34.
Probably.
But I would be curious if there is an added budget to it. But because it is the company, I believe they have people on staff that takes care of 95% of it. The other 5% is Bianca and the Street Profits. And I wonder if there's. But I don't remember the terminology. I apologize. Go ahead.
But I feel like this would be something that the company would have to take out of their budget and just say, no, we're going to cover this separately because this isn't cosmetic. It's required by law.
But to that extent, I also feel like they just have the costuming budget and they're like, okay, we have X number of shows in countries that require particular outfits and they bump it up during those quarters or something like that.
Yeah, but I don't know. Oh, part of the weave is gone.
I really misheard what you just said.
That's right there.
Yeah, I didn't hear you say weave.
Oh,
I heard a D in there.
Oh,
which would have been our second reference to that.
Because at one time they all had their own seamstresses, and the only people they had on staff were like if something had to be stitched. Because like in that Royal Rumble DVD, they talk about Batista when he returned, and he was wearing a new kind of boot.
It did not work.
Well, no, it's not that it didn't work.
I'm thinking of the trunk.
It zipped up here,
yeah,
and the zipper busted.
Yeah.
Oh, let me show on camera. Up the front was the zipper, and the zipper broke, and they were literally stitching it together while he was holding it together within 2 minutes of his music hitting.
Yeah. No, I was thinking of somebody who had special trunks made that burst when they were warming up, and they had to wear. I think it was Orton.
Yeah, no, it was Batista. Batista had to wear Orton's, and he turned them inside out.
But there's another time where Orton had to wear Murdoch.
Oh, wow.
Trevor Murdoch's. And let's just say Orton, Murdoch.
Yeah, a little bit of a different size there.
And I want to say it was like a house show or something, so it wasn't as notable, but it was TV where he had to wear Orton's trunks inside out. And as he started to sweat, you could see Orton backwards.
Yep. He talks about that in his book.
Yeah.
I want to say when we got rid of all of our books, and most of my wrestling books went to Hannah. I believe she had them.
That's a good place to go, though. Okay. And in case you're wondering, this is your first deconstruction, when we start talking about random things, that means the match is just kind of meh at this point.
Well, I mean, it's like I told you, this isn't going to be MST3K. This ain't going to be us literally doing commentary. This is what we talk about when we watch pay-per-view special events.
That
whatever.
Was stupid. That was really stupid.
Who took the miss?
Nobody.
She just spit it into the fresh air.
So Bianca is beating her down in the corner. Jessica gets in to do the low ref separation, which is usually like where an eye poke would happen or whatever. And Bianca's all the way across the ring already, and then she spits the mist. It's like, it's so dumb.
We do have the Asuka lock,
which apparently is any submission she does because it changes every other year, whether it's a chicken wing or an arm bar. Sorry, half chicken wing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Thank you, Bob Backlund.
Half chicken wing. Oh, no, she ducked. That's the right camera angle to use.
No, that's the right camera angle, but look where she is.
Yeah.
Because she's already across the ring when it. So
kudos to them for picking the right camera angle, unless you're like me, if you missed it live, it doesn't look as bad.
Yeah. But roughly there is where Bianca Belair already was. So even if she was facing the mist, it wasn't getting far enough to get her. Oh, we got another one. Oh.
Yeah.
As if I needed another reason to be horrified of Asuka and the murder clown bit. In the eyes! In the eyes!
I mean, that's a good way to kind of book it on the fly.
Asuka wins at a plea! Asuka wins at a plea!
Because I wonder if that was the pivot
What do you mean?
to get to the finish of her just covering her eyes off of her hands because
know
they
if it's a
missed the
pivot.
mist.
No. I think based on the way Belair sold the first mist, that was 100% what was expected. Please be blue. Yes, blue on the title. Now I need to double check that Asuka's actually on SmackDown. I'm starting to doubt myself. Murder clown.
By wrestling logic, though.
But with this same aspect, yes, that's the right camera angle. But when you cut to Belair, she's doing the thing of looking around, but she went through the motions of getting away. So this is exactly the story they wanted to tell.
Okay.
And it's well done. And I also find it funny. Oh, calling out Muda. Nice. But I also like the idea of it because we even just mentioned like it's the spot where you would normally get an eye poke or something. Oversell.
And we got a belt to change.
That's true.
That's
so we have two new champions.
Two new champions tonight.
New-ish. But yeah.
Or 2 for 3 in belt swaps.
I think that means we're done.
I hate to say it that way, especially given who the other one is, but I would love to see Natty win that match.
Oh God, no!
It ain't gonna take long. I can tell you that.
I mean this with every bit of respect I can muster. Every bit of women's wrestling has surpassed Natalya at this point, but she is the best women's trainer,
I agree with you.
I think, on the planet.
We also want to remind you our normal show on Sundays is at 5:30 Eastern right here on YouTube. We will not be doing a show tomorrow because it is the holiday weekend, but we will be back on the air on June the 4th with our third. Hopefully, Don will be available for us at that time. We are all things professional wrestling. We talk about the goings on of the week. We talk about the programming, and believe me, there's a lot to fill up in an hour. So make sure that you subscribe to our channel and join us on Sunday afternoons at 5:30 Eastern for our normal show. All things professional wrestling right here at the Cheap Popcast. We are continuing on with our deconstruction of WWE Night of Champions 2023. Hope you're enjoying yourself. Check in the chat if you're here live, and if not, you can still check in when you're on the replay as well. Tomorrow, how's the chat room doing over there, by the way?
Let me check on that one real quick.
Looking for Goldberg's signed gloves on Most Wanted Treasures this week. I think my thing with that show is I would love to start watching it. But A&E is one of those on Hulu that even though I have the commercial-free subscription, it still puts commercials in it.
Yeah, they have their deals that they're attributing to.
Hard pass. And apparently on Stone Cold Takes on America, he'll be doing meteorology tomorrow.
I like how that show is literally just what they tried to make on USA, but celebs stopped agreeing to do it.
All right. Pin micro brawler item.
Get the pin out of the way.
All right. The pin is very shiny. And it's because the Acclaim wants us to achieve world peace.
May I make an executive decision on that one?
Yes.
Don is the Acclaimed fan on
Got
the
it.
show.
Put it to the side.
I know you're typically the pin guy.
I'm good with it.
Yeah.
The Bump. Never watched an episode.
I want to say I've watched one episode and I was like, this is boring. But
and our next
great
one,
ad for Peacock.
Yep, our next one is Money in the Bank.
Do you still wish they had the original SummerSlam logo for Detroit or UK with this one?
I'm at the point where everything's going to be what it's going to be. You know? Oh, there's the kids.
Hi, Kevin.
I really don't like the claw gloves.
I'm okay with it. Because
they've got security just completely holding all these kids back.
But what did he just mouth?
Oh, we are going to do the women's matches back to back.
Yeah. 1740 on the prior match.
Has Natty been on every Saudi show?
I believe she has been on at least most.
Everyone, there's been a women's match.
Everyone there's no. I'm only talking about the women's matches. I think she has been in all but like one or two.
Natty, what are we doing? Is she gonna Serenade us with Crocodile Rock. What is happening with this outfit?
Rock.
And you know I love Natty. I do.
Yeah.
Oh, she's got the heart glasses.
Mm-hmm.
See what you did there. Oh. All right, it's a 3-hour show. Get to the ring.
Well, no, that's why she's taking a while.
Oh, okay.
She's got to get to that third hour because we are coming to the end of hour 2.
I'm gonna sit back a little bit here.
Yeah. Now, here's your right now, currently in the Metroplex, it is 152.
By the Metroplex, he refers to Dallas Fort Worth.
Thank you,
She
sir.
did not know where we were.
Do you think this match makes it to 2 o'clock local?
Barely.
I think just because the entrances, but I will be very curious. Rhea Ripley is another one. I want to say she was the first one that had more of a personal touch, even though that personal touch was just more looking like latex that fit her goth style during a plea.
Well, it is her brutality.
You know I love Rhea Ripley.
I know you do. She's got Dominic with her.
Dumb.
I'm not saying it.
I do like her music fitting in there though. Ooh. Okay, they layered purple underneath it. Those are the ones that had the cross stitching across where you could see some of her tattoos as well. They have put a purple leather or something behind that so that it is a continuous fabric. Now go to the back. Not
I appreciate that Dom's learning how he seems more comfortable in his character now.
Mm.
It's not as he's not as rigid as he has been. Oh, that's a new augmented reality that I haven't
Yeah,
seen.
it is. That looks
like it.
really good.
And it's only 1 versus the 4.
Mm-hmm.
I wish they put the steel wings though to signify her.
That would be cool.
Oh, y'all thought I was crazy when I noticed that for the first time. Oh, it looks like she's wearing a sleeveless jacket, but it meshes well with the
Like she's wearing a vest over her
yeah,
gear.
and it looks like it's a full jacket. That's
It does.
cool.
It works very well.
It says I'm your mommy on the back of the jacket.
Not wrong. This is very bizarre. So I'm trying to look up the most tag team reigns on the thing I was talking about before. The Usos are not even listed.
Really?
In fact, this page has your number 1 most reigns as Harlem Heat, which is not accurate, but it's the most reigns of a particular tag team title. They had 10 WCW.
Okay. Actually, that would make sense because they held those belts a lot.
But
the
what
Dudleys had 23 total?
They have it listed as 8 World Tag Team titles. But I'm also specifying to WWE.
Right. But I think 23 is the total number.
That's probably right. But as just World Tag Team Championships in WWE, it's 8. And here's where the reason why I know it doesn't quite make sense. New Day is 3rd with 7 SmackDown Tag Team Championships, but they are also tied for 4th with 4 Raw Tag Team Championships, which would put them at 11. And probably 1 or 2 Unified Tag Team. What was it when they had the brass before the split?
That was just the world
tag team.
Just with the World Tag Team Championship.
But to give you an idea, on this list, because of how much they've cherry picked it, you have James Drake and Zach Gibson, South Wales Subculture, Gallus, Pretty Deadly, Mustache Mount. Oh, you know what? I wonder if these are for specific tag teams, like the most of each brand.
Could
or
be
different aspects. Now that I said that out loud, realizing that their most reigns was 1 and they were all UK.
I'm gonna step over there for a moment.
Go for it.
Handle business.
Yeah. I was thinking you were just going to push the tape. That's fair. But I'm uncertain if this is going to make it to 2:00, even though it's only 2 minutes and change away. Because, yeah, this is going to be a showcase for Rhea Ripley just beating on Natalya, because there's no way. There's absolutely no way. The only way you could would be Dominic not being at ringside and something screwy in the reverse. Oh, okay. This is going to be quick. Can't wait to see the timing on this. Can't wait to tell Robbie could have waited 30 seconds and jeez. Okay, are we going to get a beatdown after the fact and somebody to show up? Okay. Weird. This is so unstable. You could have waited 30 seconds and not missed any of the match. Well, this is basically the entire match. Dominic yells, oh yeah. Dominic yells, oh, I was going to say, I'll just step out of the way, but yeah. But yeah, Dominic yells at Natalya to start the match. Rhea attacks from behind. They go to the outside. Rhea throws
reactions from the audience of what?
Throws her into everything. Hits a very impressive slow deadlift riptide match.
Ugh.
Almost lost my path.
Did she injure herself?
Well, no, she's selling an injury from running into being thrown into the steps.
Okay.
And her knees. So it's more of a part of the bit. I feel like it was such a throwaway, such a quick match that there might be something at the top of the ramp here. But then Dominic jumped into Rhea's arms and she carried around as if he was a baby. Here, slow deadlift on the riptide. Very impressive. Oh, yeah, this. The little baby. You unmuted?
Yep, I am. I am indeed.
I am going to be curious to see what the bell to bell on this one is. Just shockingly.
Going to have to be about 45 seconds.
I'm thinking it minute 10.
Not gone long.
Minute 10.
Oh.
Well, I did say, do you think it'll last until 2?
Hey, there's a Hall of Famer.
And Seth.
Oh, look at that tie.
Yeah.
Seth almost got the jacket back on.
Oh, no, he's just cool draping it over his back. I still hate the freaking thing. It just sounds stupid. But if we're being honest, Seth deserves a title as much as anybody in that company.
Well, if it wasn't going to be Cody, it was going to be him.
Well, I still think the long con is Cody circling back to Roman. And that's what the rumors have all been, is it winds up being a rematch at WrestleMania 40 for Cody. And I've said on multiple occasions to Sean, I really want to go, if only for the Hall of Fame, because I want to be there for Heyman to be the headliner going.
I hope so. It isn't Philly.
But I could also see him being like, no.
Vincing it?
Pretty much.
I can actually read the lips of what he's saying. Does he defend it Monday night?
I'm sorry, I was trying to hear. Because I didn't catch whether he said he's going to be on every Raw defending or just on every Raw because workhorse. I'm sorry, your question was?
Does he defend it Monday night?
Probably. It'll probably be some... I'm not saying it's specifically him, but I feel like it's going to be somebody like a Baron Corbin interjecting themselves, talking smack, kick, stomp, move along. But I could also see him not defending it as much as they set up his next challenger because of The inevitable jet lag.
2 matches to go. Cody Rhodes, Brock Lesnar next on your agenda.
No way Brock loses this to a one-armed Cody, right? If we're going to keep this going.
I kind of want him. I want Cody to win just so we can move on.
The problem
because there's still no logic to this story.
Not yet, anyways.
Because we've talked about this before. If Brock turned on him after he beat Roman, knowing he can't challenge for the title while Roman has it, that makes more sense.
100%.
It's like what happened last night at Under Siege. Deonna Purrazzo beats Jordynne Grace for the 3rd time.
Mm-hmm.
And with the stipulation of she cannot challenge for that belt while Deonna still has it. So you tell that story within the Knockouts division, and it makes sense. This whole Brock just turning on him to turn on him doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it's at this point, we need something to tell the story, and I still desperately trying to make it make sense. I still feel like Brock is Heyman's assassin that he hired or something along those lines. Makes a lot of sense to me, but we're taking too long to get there.
I agree. I also don't like the telling of the broken arm. It just doesn't.
It's meh. It's asking us to buy in too much to the idea.
At some point, Cody's not going to be the underdog.
Honestly, outside of Roman and Brock, he's been the favorite in everything. And I will say this, as much as we were giving credit to Brock having fun as Cowboy Lesnar, this is a horrifying version of Brock Lesnar, and it is genuinely terrifying.
No, this is heel Lesnar.
Well, this is a little bit different to me. Like, heel Lesnar has mostly been quiet because he had Heyman or was just that good. This, as the unhinged boogeyman of a heel, is a separate level for Lesnar to me, and I really dig it.
All right, item or micro brawler?
I was actually going to say something else. I was expecting all three to be the option. I was going to say, let's do something different. If you don't mind.
Okay.
Let's do the autograph.
Okay. The autograph from this month's Pro Wrestling Crate. Yeah, you're not going to turn this down.
Go on.
What do we have outside that window?
A pool. A backyard.
More
trees.
More universal.
Air, Texas, Dallas. A roof. Dogs.
Would you say that right now the weather would call for sunshine?
You know damn well I'm not turning that down. You give me that man's autograph. It's been a long time since there's been an autograph where I'm like, I will murder somebody to get this. This is one of them. And with him back with the company, I can't wait for November.
Yeah.
I can't wait for November.
For him to say those 2 words.
The one time he's on screen in his entire contract is there's a whole schmoz of people fighting. Lesnar out first. A whole schmoz of people fighting. Triple H comes out to tell everybody to calm down. Nobody's listening. And he just goes, Regal.
And I want the commentators to sell it. If he's coming out, he's only going to say 2 words, and we want to hear the 2 words.
Hey, wait, go a little bit more poetic to build, because comedy or drama rule of 3, if you apply it, he's only coming out to say one thing. It's only going to be 2 words, and it's going to be said with intensity.
No logos on Lesnar's trunks.
I don't remember him doing many logos recently.
It's been a minute, but
he might still have one on the back.
Jarring. He's definitely got the Viking ponytail tied down tight today.
Yeah. Cleaned up the beard some too.
I saw you got your Brock Lesnar blend downstairs.
Yes, I did. I have 2 extras as well. I've been using them liberally.
I put them on just about anything.
Yeah.
I can't justify $80 for the bucket.
You know what? There has been a discussion in this house on a couple of occasions of getting the bucket for the Blackstone.
It is season. I got to start figuring that out too. He's a farmer.
In Saskatchewan.
Hey, well, you know. And I thought Canadians were supposed to be polite.
Well, he's from Minnesota.
That's true.
Minnesota's like where the Canadians that aren't nice enough get kicked out to.
You think Lesnar ever plans on touching up the tattoos or just lets them fade? Because I kind of like as faded as they've gotten.
Yeah.
Because it looks more natural.
Well, I also feel like there's multiple tattoos he has where he just looks at them and goes, yeah, I drink too much. Because I don't care what anybody says. The giant knife or small sword on his chest is stupid. I don't care what anybody says.
I've gotten accustomed to it. It doesn't stick out to me anymore.
Can I tell you what I've been thinking of the entire time they started talking about the broken arm story? Cowboy Bob Orton.
Yeah.
I've literally been thinking about that the entire time. How loud is this going to be?
You got it in your ears.
Very well done, Jeddah. Very well done. That was a good whoa.
We did it first.
Yes, we did. Yeah, I want to say that was the hardest I popped when we were at Mania.
The nightmare has dawned on KSA. I like that sign.
I feel like that was a plant.
I don't care. I like it. It's a good sign.
It is a good. There's just things about it that don't make sense to me.
But it's okay.
Yeah.
Sometimes things can just be what they are.
Yeah.
Oh, a lady booing him.
She's a big fan of the Beast.
I guess. Oh, if the kid has a second, can I get the belt, please?
Hey, he said, please give me a belt. Oh, wait, he moved past him.
No, hold on. He might walk backwards. Oh. And that is now on eBay for $70,000.
Yeah, that's the same kid that had the red belt earlier. He doesn't need it.
Yeah.
Although that kid may be related to somebody. That's the other aspect.
Also fair.
Because remember, for Mania, who got the belt?
That I don't remember.
Mr. -1.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yep. Brody Lee Jr.
Mm-hmm. There's all the pyro. I feel like Cody's entrance is going to take longer than this match.
You know, I'm not sure. Based on the fact that we thought the exact same thing of him going into Hell in the Cell with a legitimately torn back, and this is a kayfabe broken arm.
Yeah, but I'm just looking at the amount of time we have into this.
Yeah, but I don't expect the tag team match to take very long. This one, no, I don't expect a Lesnar match to ever take a long time, but I still expect this to at a solid 10 to 15 minutes at least. Interesting. The Eagles look to have been replaced with Falcons for Saudi Arabia on the trunks for Cody.
Oh, really?
Very subtle, but very good.
And the solid color is more what I expected out of the jacket, too.
Mm-hmm. How are we going to tell this match, though? I mean,
the only thing that works is if Lesnar thinks he's got Cody like dead to rights, and then Cody just takes the cast off.
That's what I was expecting as well.
Mm-hmm.
They did a good job showcasing the broken arm thing before, because in the Lesnar Triple H feud setting up while he still had long hair, they did the exact same thing with Triple H as the broken arm. So they did a good job showcasing that on their social media. The company did.
When I called what that match actually turned into, hair versus ponytail.
Yeah. Okay, Michael Cole, we don't need to oversell it. Now you're just going to make it weird. He's like, oh, Cody landed on his arm with the suplex. Shut up. Just stop.
Is anybody counting the suplexes?
No.
Because that'll be 2, right?
Correct.
And now that we have the brand separation again, can we just let Roman carry 1 belt?
I'm still waiting. I'm hoping that part of the 1,000-day celebration is I'm just going to use a lazy term, so bear with me.
Mm-hmm.
A super belt, if you will. Okay, so you know that I kind of want them to do something not to the extent of ridiculousness, but that new South Texas belt. Have you ever seen this thing?
Mm-mm.
Allow me to look it up while Anna.
And Brett Lesnar with no logos at all, just the Brock Lesnar skull, twice on the front, once on the back. Oh, Cody with the axe handle, using the cast as a weapon.
A la
Cowboy Bob Orton.
I'm a little proud of that call now.
That's cool. But didn't Orton use it a little sneakier, though?
I'm sorry?
Wasn't Orton a little sneakier with the use of his and not as blatant as Cody's doing?
Depends on whether he was face or heel. And don't get me wrong, he was heel almost in his entire career. So he was sneakier with it because it would have been a DQ. But as a face, he oftentimes used it like this. Titanium Exos cast is what they just called it. A titanium Exos cast. Exos, I'm assuming, is an exoskeleton.
It's not the first time they've oversold the existence of something.
That's also true. We do remember the narcissist.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Lesnar's bleeding at his shoulder.
If this is a squash by Cody, I'm going to laugh so hard.
I don't think this goes longer than another 15 minutes.
Then another 15 minutes?
Well, because it's 2:15.
Yeah. But this didn't start but 5 minutes ago, if that.
But I'm just saying, I don't think this goes past the bottom of the hour, is what I'm saying, because you have another match to go.
So you're saying that there's at least going to be a half an hour for the last match?
Well, total, because it's going to take 15 minutes for him to get to the ring.
Interesting.
Oh, Lesnar's bleeding from his forehead a little bit again.
No, it wasn't entirely healed. God. I hate what I'm about to say.
Okay.
This is almost giving me the Goldberg vibes.
Oh, dear.
No. In the best of ways.
Okay.
And the way Heyman has explained
You saying Goldberg in the best of ways in the same sentence is not a normal occurrence.
This is definitely an Elseworld situation. But the idea of a squash on Brock. Oh, here we go. Ball game.
Tickle him.
Bite him.
But this is no DQ, correct?
I don't remember them saying anything other than calling it a fight.
Oh, I was thinking of last night. The world title was a no DQ match.
Ah.
I watched a lot of wrestling in the last 24 hours.
Yeah.
Well, 3 hours of Ring of Honor, then an hour and a half of Impact, and then another 3.5 of Impact, and then 2 hours of SmackDown, and then this.
Yeah, here's where we can also tell how impressive Brock is because he'll snap the Exo Titanium cast.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, they didn't say anything. I'm just intense. Brock Lesnar Kimura face is one of my favorite looks, though. It's always so insane and crazy. Oh, that's even worse.
He rolled all the way through it instead of rolling enough to get to the pin. But your feet are right there, Cody. Just put them on the ropes. No, your feet, Cody. Cody now trying to scratch Lesnar's back because Lesnar didn't get his cupping treatments done.
Watch, it'll be Cody passes out. Not
That's what he's about to do right now.
Yeah. Does he get a chance to Hulk out of it though?
Nope, it's over. Nope, he's going to do it. Given the track record of matches like this at the Saudi shows, I thought that was it.
Yeah.
Wet Willie. Do a Wet Willie. Holy God.
Yeah. So if anybody wants to see the belt I'm referring to, it is the New South Pro Wrestling Championship belt. It is
it's the size of my car.
Basically. Do you think it'll show up if I just hold my phone up to it?
It might could.
Let's see. It's a little bit.
All the shining is the belt.
Yeah.
And he got to the ropes. Okay. And Lesnar has spent from all the energy he put into that arm bar. Oh. You know who you make his henchman?
Who's henchman?
Lesnar.
Lesnar having a henchman sounds weird.
War Machine.
We tried to put them with Edge.
No, but
true, but
he's doing the Vikings.
Yeah, and Edge had a starring role in the show Vikings.
Yeah, but he wasn't being a Viking.
Oh, I thought they were about to call it there.
At some point, Ric Flair needs to call Cody and go, dude, if you do that much longer, your hair's going to thin quicker.
Yeah, that's also fair.
I would have liked it if when this match started and they were facing off, Cody just said, hey, Brock, what do you want to talk about?
So I just realized something when I went to the site.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember Sugar Dunkerton that had a bit of a turn as Pineapple Pete or whatever it was in AEW? Yes. And that was like a 6'2", 6'3" man.
Uh-huh.
That's him.
Oh, wow.
So
Mazel tov.
That picture I just showed you, if you want to look up New South Pro Wrestling's title belt, is a 6'3" man holding a belt that covers his torso.
Does not help the Texas buckle stereotype.
I don't think the point is to help it.
I'm just saying. We don't all wear big belt buckles here.
I'm too fat, or I would.
I never will.
Well, no, I have one I really wish I could wear in the other room, but that's because before they changed the title, I have a belt buckle of the IWGP Heavyweight Championship, and I wish I could wear it, but I'm too fat. It hurts. It pushes the belly.
Oh, dear.
Oh, yeah. Now you got 10 minutes till to your prediction.
Is this where he's going to pass out?
I don't know. I'm trying to figure out why Brock would roll him that way.
Oh, a lot of spittle there.
Yeah.
There's one.
Nope,
that's only doing it once now.
Oh, now we have the get him off him. Watch. Cody Rhodes still undefeated in that scope because it's going to turn into a DQ. Go old school Jack Tunney here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nope. You let him go. Oh, that's a lot of booing. A lot more booing than I would have expected. Welcome back to the universe, Cody Rhodes.
This ends Hell in a Cell at Money in the Bank.
Yeah. I was thinking Cody would be in the Money in the Bank match, but that would be more as a swerve. No pun intended.
Yeah, I think having him in that Money in the Bank, it's flirting with overkill.
Well, I think there's also the aspect that you and I have both said, I don't care for a face to win Money in the Bank. If it's somebody who won't cash in on a whim, it's not as interesting.
Well, we've also said the way that really should work is to narrow the scope of when that can be used.
Well, which they have, but not the way we would like.
Not the way we have pitched it.
Yeah. It's got to be by the next WrestleMania. Okay. By the way, on that Sun Cola sign, it's Solo's face.
Oh.
So it's not, or they're getting ridiculous, weird advertising. Now, I will also clarify my statement. The reason I also think it's for SummerSlam, after this, Cody takes time off to heal. Because it's what, 6 weeks for a broken leg?
Lesnar's sweat.
Yeah, it's probably 137 degrees there.
Yeah, but they're in the dome. Isn't it climate controlled?
I don't see any airflow in there.
There were a bunch of air conditioners in the background when Sammy and KO were.
Oh my God, yes. Sir, you're going to need to look this up.
This is the way it started before.
I haven't heard it with the Bond theme.
Oh, is that what they're doing?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that initial with it coming out was the barrel.
Oh, okay. Don't put Omos in that match.
Please don't. I will say this. Omos has gotten a lot better, but not good. It's just slightly off of the Bond theme so they can use it.
What they do. Starts at 2 p.m. Central on July 1st because of the time difference. So be prepared for that.
I am glad for that. I like when it's earlier in the day. I can still do dinner afterwards.
Yep. I wonder if they bring back that Lesnar belt.
That's what I've been calling for. But what I'm saying is, remember, I was talking about it. It's bigger than I thought it was when we were at Mania and saw it in person. But I want it to be even bigger. Not New South bigger, but bigger. Make it the Universal Undisputed, like the 2 plates on it. And then let Roman put a bigger nameplate on it because Roman.
There's the Fergal spiky shirt.
The Spike Hawk. Another bit ripped off because it's just
tomorrow night is NXT Battleground. And a card that is very meh.
Can I tell you, I'm already not going to watch it out of spite for one thing, even if Double or Nothing wasn't happening. They're putting that belt on Tiffany Stratton. And she isn't ready. I will say this, phenomenally athletic. I am saying phenomenal way too much today.
It's okay.
Amazingly athletic. Has a great look for a sports entertainer. I mean, she's basically Lacey Evans 2.0 at this point.
That's fair assessment.
Yeah. They look the same. They even use the same finisher at this point.
It looks like Avengers Tower.
It does. I think that might be on purpose.
Could be.
It's a very beautiful city.
Yeah. It's a great venue.
Oh, the adventure park is literally right outside the arena. That's
okay.
It's on the right side.
I like the entrances down there too.
I can't see. Oh yeah, that's a great walk-in.
Assuming that's really what that is.
I think it is.
Oh, live this Monday on Raw. Yay.
Okay. Rank them in who you think will win because there's exactly one team. And
Shayna at the bottom.
Wait, what?
Shayna and Ronda at the bottom.
As the likeliness to win?
No, bottom of the list of who will win. They are the least likely. They're at the bottom of my list to win.
Is that your want or what you expect?
What I want.
Oh, same.
Plus, she's taking time off.
Well, she already took that time off.
No, she's asking for more.
Okay. Because it turned out that she was revealed to be one of the stars on Mars.
Yeah.
Which immediately guaranteed I'll never watch that show.
I had no desire.
Ronda's terrible. Her and Gina Carano got into the MMA game before there were real fighters, made themselves look way better. And then as soon as actually talented MMA fighters came in, they both got rocked and never won again.
I can't say that I don't like Ronda Rousey. I'm just at critical mass with her and have been for a very long time. And her entrance, her debut,
I hated it.
I thought it was terribly timed. It took away from a very, very, very seminal moment in the women's division.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I will say this. I dislike Ronda on every level. Every single level. She is a waste of time and space. She's a known name who is worth nothing.
And as a heel, it makes even less sense for me.
In general, it doesn't make sense. It's just literally, I'm so frustrated with this. I almost want to turn the plea off before the main event because she sucks so bad.
So much strobe lights.
Yeah. Garbage.
She's not even there. Why are we doing this?
Because she's going to win the tag titles on Monday. And we're trying to tell the story of why that matters.
Well, since we're waiting, item or micro brawler?
Anything that isn't Ronda Rousey. So let's go with item.
All right. The item is a sticker.
Okay.
It is unnecessarily violent.
I feel like I'm going to have to take that one.
Okay.
Sean is a big Mox fan.
There we go.
Yeah.
And since this is the we're getting ready for the main event, let's just do the other one too.
That's a good idea.
The micro brawler. I'm super excited about this micro brawler.
No. I don't have to look. The moment you said super excited, no.
Matt Sydal.
I like Matt Sydal too. I'm going to pass.
All right. And I will give it to Don.
Yeah. You know what? Actually, let me see that real quick.
Sure.
Because I want to see, like, does it have a blank back where we can write super excited on the back of it?
Oh, no.
No, because the idea is I love their packaging. Kudos to Pro Wrestling. Crate tees, 1 hour tees and everything. You could actually take them out of the packaging and not damage the packaging. To prove my point.
No, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Nope, it has writing on the back. We can't put super excited.
This Friday on SmackDown, we will have the 1,000-day celebration of Roman Reigns.
Yay! It's 1,005. 6. But my point is, today is 1,000. Why not do something massive and sell the egotism that we're telling in this story? Have him do the 1,000-day celebration now, even though it has nothing to do with the match. That would be the ultimate ego move.
It is time for the main event of the main events. Wow, that didn't even make 10 minutes.
Nope.
Like I didn't think it would.
I am surprised. I was thinking 10 to 15 was the sweet.
This is probably going to go 10 to 15 too, because it's going to take them 10 minutes plus this thing, plus to get them to the ring.
Actually, I think this match is going to be closer to 20 to 30 minutes. And I'm not trying to jinx it the way I did the last match.
I'm actually kind of surprised that the dissolution of the Bloodline has taken this long after Mania.
You know, you're right. Because the moment Sammy, a.k.a. the glue of the Bloodline, was gone, I really thought it would have went faster. But the reason I was looking it up, and allegedly the Usos have only had 5 tag title reigns. That blew my mind when I looked that up. But one of those reigns obviously being as long as it was that ended at Mania. I really thought there were more. But I thought they were closer to the 10 mark, like Harlem Heat, and thinking that they were this close to New Day's record, which is how you would tell the joke of Roman not defending his titles would be the fact that the Usos are the next challengers should these belts move.
You know what also would be good is Adam Pearce coming out and go, hey, that belt that's on the left side there, that doesn't count anymore. So I'm just going to need you to just give that to me.
Yeah.
I still don't understand why we haven't split these yet.
I don't think they know what they want to do that works at this point. And remember, we've easily booked it for them multiple times. Like, oh, Sammy's on SmackDown, Kevin's on Raw. This was a really good promo.
I did think Jimmy acknowledging himself as the head of the table or the tribal chief, I thought that was a nice touch.
I found it a little bit odd because I want to say right off the bat, what I am about to set as the precedent is a very high bar.
Okay.
Jimmy is the least talented wrestler out of the Bloodline. But that bar is really high. Like the least talented member of the Bloodline still might be the best wrestler in Impact, so to speak. But he's also the one that's probably most winning at life. Hashtag Trinity. But having him say he was the tribal chief felt odd, especially since you're the least talented brother, not named Lance.
Right, but I think the reason you tell that story, number one, he's got more personality than his brother.
I don't know that he does, but I'll give you
Two, he's the level-headed one.
It's true.
So to show him starting to lose his cool some,
you know that
further shows the cracks in the bloodline.
Yeah. And I thought them making Solo look really dominant here was awesome.
Now, what they need to do is this losing his cool version of Roman needs to continue into this match because that tells the story. I also like how he turned the belts for both of them so they faced out.
Yeah, so that when he only had to take them, it's very deferent, if that's a word.
And plus you have Jay going, just let me do it, because if you do this, this will not end well.
Yeah.
And then even Jay taking a minute before he let his hands go.
Yeah.
But,
although that was also weird to me.
Which is also why they'll lose tonight.
But that was weird to me. Not that Jimmy's not part of it, but that Roman took all the tag belts to himself.
It's because it
tells the story right, but
it was better when Angle, it was better than Angle when Angle did it. Well, no, they're the challengers.
Right, but I was expecting like a little bit of Solo and then Roman music, but
no, what this tells is that Roman is the head of the table. He doesn't.
Solo comes out with him.
Yeah. Correct. And we didn't put the goat t-shirt on it.
Thank God. You know what I honestly kind of would dig happening?
What's that?
It's low-hanging fruit, and usually we bash it, but I would dig it in this scope. Something happens and Solo's gone for a little while. When he comes back, full Umaga. I would dig that. Just let him go full savage, so to speak. But did you see that video I was telling you about?
He really should be wearing the blue belt.
Yeah, but his gear is black. It looks better with the black belt, even though it's not the belt he's held long.
But it's also not the brand he represents.
Yeah, it's fair. But so the Usos doing a shoot interview talking about how much Solo complains about not wearing shoes and how he hates that he doesn't wear shoes because his feet always hurt.
Mm-hmm.
So gradually what has happened is he's taping more and more of his feet.
I think you have mentioned that too.
I think I mentioned that during Mania.
Mm-hmm.
But is it just me or does that ramp look very narrow?
It's wide enough for 3 people, but that still doesn't mean it's very wide.
Staggering.
Right.
But I mean, I understand the interest.
Somebody made a Roman Reigns 100 days shirt.
No. That's the man who bought it for $10 outside.
Oh, okay.
Because you know how vendors work on those events. Hey, it's a real shirt. No, it's not. Actually, that looks really cool.
It's a soccer jersey. That's very nice.
Now that they turned it around and we realized it's not just a t-shirt. They had a flag probably for sale. Yeah. Oh, interesting. Talking about this being the longest or breaking Pedro Morales's modern era record for longest reign set 50 years ago. And all I could think is, wasn't Bruno after that?
It just, these long title reigns, to me, it lessens the value of the title.
So the problem is
there's a bunch of those 1,000 day flags.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. They either handed them out or they probably came with the seats. But lost my train of thought. I apologize. So they're selling that the Usos not being there and everything that goes along with it.
You said it was something about title reigns.
There's a sweet spot. Like, we don't want the title to move every day.
I agree.
Because then every match doesn't matter. But when it's this long and almost every title is like...
That's cool. The whole section has them.
They definitely gave them away. But if they never move, then there's little interest. It's because there's so much exposure now. Now, if you did it back in the NWA days, there was only so much exposure between I'm drawing a blank on the word, help me, territory to territory.
Mm-hmm.
So you could do a long reign like that.
And major event to major event.
Exactly. Now, if you were booking, what would you say that sweet spot is? How many title changes per year for an individual championship?
Those signs have to be homemade by somebody.
What, the Sun Cola?
No, the 1,000 days, because it's not grammatically correct at the top.
I didn't see what it said.
Just said Saudi acknowledge you.
Not Saudi acknowledges.
That is correct.
Yeah. Or it got past, you know what it probably is? Somebody local they had so they wouldn't have to ship it, put it into like Babelfish, and it doesn't quite translate as clean.
Very possible.
Yeah.
2 to 3 times a year at the most.
That's exactly the sweet spot I was thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mania is a good one.
If you want to have a good run, go Mania to Mania.
Yeah. But
because that's a reset.
This long has been meh.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Yes, it's impressive. Yes, Roman, if you were going to do it with anybody, Roman is the guy. But at the same time, it's one of those where.
But it's also, again, and we point this out quite a bit, Roman's been champion as long as we've been doing deconstructions. He literally won the belt, the SmackDown belt, on the very first WrestleMania Backlash.
Mm-hmm.
Was that 2020?
I believe it was, because
that we were in Thunderdome.
Show up, wreck everyone, and leave.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, nice.
Looks really good.
New KO video too.
They've been using it for a couple of weeks, but they haven't showcased it this much.
I like it.
It's been very subtle, and I dig it too.
But in this one, you almost have to have Sammy come out second.
Oh, 100%. So Sammy, during the press conference, got a very comparable reaction to Seth in Paris. But the thing is instead of having him introduced normally, KO came out and took the mic and said, and the mother.
That's what you're waiting on. And the fact that he didn't have the garb on backstage makes it that much better, because now you see it when he walks out, giving respect.
I feel like I have to stay off camera because I'm going to cry. I love that. But so KO came out, grabbed the mic to introduce, basically shut down Roman to the point of saying, and the man that you all have been waiting 5 years to see and are now able to cheer on one of your own, and did the whole deal. And they did the Sammy song so long, Roman and Solo left. Wow. They left.
See, this is the show I want them to do the 24 on, because I want to
100%. I want Sammy. Period.
What I'm just saying is I want to see the actual reactions of people backstage. I want to see the moment where Roman just hugs him and goes, "We finally got here," which has to have happened. To spend as much time together as they have, Roman understands.
And as much as there is the whole aspect of,
he's even smiling. Look at him.
He can't help it. You know, Sammy is that guy everybody loves in real. But if I may,
please,
the Samoan Joseph of this match is also wildly beloved off camera. That's just so
about
cool.
to happen, people. Good
job, Paul.
Mike Rome should just go, I get the same paycheck either way, dude. Do whatever you want. Again, if you ever want to see a great
hold up,
go back to the early days of Steve Austin's podcast, the first time he had Paulie on, and just let him talk.
But when he did the My Name, the crowd was so loud singing along, you almost couldn't hear him.
Oh, wow.
Sultan of the Spike.
Wow.
Okay, for the record, Nobody should ever introduce Solo besides Heyman after that. This is one, Rob, you're going to need to go back and listen to. Even after we get off air, I will literally put it back. That was really good. And obviously, you know what's coming next.
Looks like Heyman did recognize it as the 1000th day.
Yes, he did.
We're going to read lips a little bit.
I would argue you're better at that than anybody else I know. And it's not even close.
Not a high bar.
Somebody fix Roman's hair, please. Please fix Roman's hair. That is bothering me way more than it should. It looks like he has a bow in his hair, and it's just 2 strands sticking up. You see it?
Yeah. Well, it'll fix itself here momentarily because he starts.
I'm starting to wonder if it's on purpose.
Maybe. Oh.
Wait a minute. He's not speaking English. Holy crap. He's doing it in Arabic. Oh, this is brilliant. And the crowd is eating it up as they should.
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea what he's saying, but
I'm sure somebody's probably interpreting so Michael Cole can tell it as soon as it's over.
Assuming he doesn't just have it in front of him.
He might. I'm just saying, I would think, unless they're just kind of letting him cut one.
No translation needed.
Yeah.
This is one of those matches I almost worry about just from the emotion standpoint. Everybody's chanting Heyman. Sammy so loud now.
I love Heyman. There are your belts.
He wants nothing more than to. Okay, he's not even saying what he said.
Oh, okay.
He's just continuing the
setting up the emotion.
Mostly the same stuff we've been hearing for a couple of weeks now of wanting nothing more than to beat Roman. This is so important. Even you're trending, Grave says to Michael Cole.
Roman with the one red gauntlet, the other one black, no gold this time around.
Oh, he's actually wearing 2 gauntlets instead of
one.
Well,
he's only wearing it's one and a half.
The gauntlet's 1, and then there's the wrist wrap.
1.5. We've got the crowd really lit up in this.
Yeah. That is some hot lighting. Grace, you're a little too wide for that, but.
The puppy girl.
Mm-hmm. Reiterating the statement from last night's SmackDown, and now they're doing the Olay for Sammy.
Those drone shots look really good.
Yeah. There we go. Let's get the pop.
Yeah, see, I would hold on. Got to make them want it.
I agree.
But no, they're going to bring him in.
Yeah, but here's where Roman tags out. How much do you hate the island of relevancy?
I don't have enough for me to hate anything anymore.
That's fair.
Come on, guys. It's 1:45. Let's keep it moving.
Yeah, but this has been the routine for any match Roman is in. It's 10 to 15 minutes of posturing. And I'm not even talking about the introductions.
Nope, trying to get under Roman's skin a little bit. Now trying to get the wheels back on.
I don't know what they're saying, but it sounds vaguely like Sami Zayn, very loud, but I think it's something else.
He just said, I think they know.
And the Olay chant starts even louder now. And Roman can't keep a straight face.
There's the tag.
Knew it was coming. Oh, and they updated the ring gear. Notice Sammy has the duct tape on his pants now too.
Oh, does he?
I don't know if they still have the PWG on it though. On the left side.
You want to tell the story?
Go for it.
You get Sammy takes down Solo to the mat and bites his thumb
Go on.
so as to injure the thumb.
Oh, the spike.
Mhm.
Yeah. That feels a little bit too heelish though.
Or
I get it.
pull out a pair of scissors and just cut the tape of the thumb, expose the thumb raw.
Actually, you know what it'd be in that same scope, but could still be more face work.
Okay.
Go through the match, get through anything to wear down Solo. You wind up on the outside. You put his thumb against the railing, but behind there, and have a low angle haluva kick into the steps. Because we know there's space that you can do that spot without injuring somebody, but it looks good
We had actual wrestling there for a minute.
for one push.
At least we've had contact.
Yeah. Solo's chance to step up to center stage. It's a good line. Michael Cole.
And now we have a lockup. Solo with much more ornate trunks than we've seen in a while.
That is true. Because he's done it where he's had the tribal on like just his right leg, but now with it splattered over to the left as well. Ooh. Okay. We're laying some groundwork for Rob's fantasy booking.
Being
The very aggressive shouting at Solo of what to do and to shake it off. You, Taylor Swift. Now, mind you, I believe I said that this match will be 20 to 30 minutes bell to bell, but I also anticipated the posturing. Okay, so they do still have the PWG on it, but nope, it does have his Arabic name on it. Have not seen if it's on KO's, but yep, he still has it on the left leg. Still love that they're paying homage to Super Dragon. I believe he was the first person to put them together for PWG. Nope, it works.
Gotta get that off the screen there. Perfect.
Okay. Now, prize fighter versus street fighter. Tell the story.
What is a street fighter?
I need you to stop doing this to me when we're live.
That's what we do. What makes the show the show.
This is your revenge for me saying Randy Dohas last week, isn't it?
No. I had honestly forgotten about that.
Yeah. West Ham.
This week, apparently there has been a press release put out about the episode,
Oh dear.
but it says there are spoilers in it, so I have not seen what the press release said.
Oh god. So I did notice something about, well, we could talk about that off air. It doesn't pertain to this show.
Blind tag.
Roman's not even on the apron.
No, he just jumped down right before the blind tag happened.
Okay. Oh. Oh, that's
Classic
how you
heel
make
move.
them want it.
Classic
But no.
move.
But that's the matchup people want.
Yeah.
So they're doing the make them want it just in a different way than we anticipated. Selling Roman's intelligence of distracting Sammy and taking him out of it. And smart storytelling. God. You know, I feel like Roman is the only person that could beat Sammy there. without that place going full riot.
Yeah.
And vice versa, really.
But I don't see Roman taking the pin in this
Absolutely
match.
not. Absolutely not. But after seeing how few reigns, no pun intended, that the Usos had as tag team champions, all of my thoughts about it eventually being Bloodline versus Bloodline are just completely out the window. Now I think there's no way that these belts move.
Mm-hmm.
Unless we have an Adam Pearce moment where, gentlemen, you did win, but I want you to understand your contract only stated for the SmackDown tag team titles, and then we finally have our split.
I remember a time where you couldn't have multiple titles.
Depends on the company.
Overall, it was very tough.
Okay.
If you carried more than one belt, you had to make a decision of which one you kept.
Yeah. Similar to how they did it when Keith Lee won the world title in NXT, or the main championship in NXT, and gave up the North American, which I thought was really well done. But there was also probably a clear definition of which title was above in the hierarchy. Whereas in this one, you don't want to diminish either title, nor would a character such as Roman give up anything. Jimmy just shows up on the Tron. Hey, tribal queef. Distraction, roll up pin, gone. Roman is amazing at finding the correct camera, too.
He's done a lot. Heyman has done wonders for him.
Absolutely. Well, I feel like he was always pretty good at that, but Heyman has taken him to another level for sure.
He was the missing ingredient that got
for the
Roman
heel
to
turn.
the
Yeah.
Because if you remember, again, going back to the true story of the Royal Rumble, that was the second time that the champion was decided in the Royal Rumble after 92.
Which was Flair.
Mm-hmm. And that was when
Hogan should have originally.
He was number one and had to defend against 29 other guys, and
then
Triple H
wound up winning. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because the last two were him and Mox, weren't they? I want to say Dean Ambrose, but I want to say Moxley was the last eliminated.
I believe you're correct, because it wasn't Roman, because in the commentary, I remember Michael Cole saying, "We are now guaranteed to have a new world champion."
Mm-hmm. But honestly, that's why my two favorite shows, removing Mania as its own creature, are Rumble and Money in the Bank, because the stakes are so legitimate to an ongoing story.
No, that's fair.
Yeah. Ooh. It doesn't make sense if you're holding up 1,000 days flag and chanting Roman sucks. Mixed messages.
We've seen that a lot lately.
Yeah. Sammy is selling. Sammy is selling like he right now. Oh, a rhythmic "you suck" chant. Nice. I'm having that sudden realization. I haven't eaten yet today.
I ate on the way over here.
Yeah, smart move.
Because I wasn't sure.
Yeah, I'd only been downstairs for about 5 minutes when you showed up.
Fair enough.
He has trimmed and slimmed up. Solo has as well.
Always got all that seafood on the plane. It's better for you. Do we know if the Usos are there?
We do not.
Okay.
And it's all obviously one of those things. I don't want to look it up because
right.
I'd rather the surprise
right.
of it. It's much like if I know I'm going to watch a movie, I try to avoid the trailers.
Right. But it's also the question of, could they travel? Because as we have known in the past, there has been problems with travel for at least one
Canada.
of them.
No, it's actually both.
Well, I'd said at least one of them.
Oh, okay. But confirming
Because
it.
over the years, it has varied.
There has been gray areas where there has been allowances, such. But yes, in the past, both Usos have been not allowed to travel to Canada.
Yeah, I'm just checking battery levels and stuff.
Okay.
Because again, Phoenix Pro, impressive battery life on their products.
Absolutely.
Because this is the second show in a row that we've used these and have not changed the batteries
At all.
I replaced them after WrestleMania, but this and Real Owl we've used for both.
That's impressive.
Oh, and USA Film Festival too. Same batteries.
You know what's going to happen? Remember when we were doing an NXT remote
and your internet crapped the bed
and my house got struck by lightning
and I had to do the last 2 matches by myself?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we're looking at. We're going to be right at the end of this. And the batteries will die.
We have batteries at the standby.
Yes, we do. We do prepare. We are
recording. So if the internet goes bad, we still have a recording of everything too.
Also true. Oh, I'm not worried about the internet.
I've got the redundancy handled.
It's like the 5th time during this show I went to Google and looked something up to do research and forgotten halfway through. My ADD is at an all-time high. Nice. Oh, that's right. Cheer on the hot tag. I really would have thought the hot tag would have went in reverse, though. I thought it would be KO doing the work with the hot tag to Sammy.
That's also fair.
But then again, we may get this again. Yeah, it's got to be uber hot in that dome, even with any air conditioning they have, because Roman is covered as well. Nice.
This seems to have it's very stop and start.
What do you mean?
This whole match.
Well, yeah, it's at my pace, not yours. Oh, we got a suck it from Kevin Owens. Oof. I will say the way Roman throws a clothesline always looks really impressive because it's like the rising, similar to the old Stan Hansen take your head off. Yep, he's still recording. Now he's standing, though.
Sorry, my wife is texting me.
No, it's okay. Okay, you can't hold up the flag, then chant "You suck," then do the "We the ones."
It's fandom.
It's unstable.
Pop-up powerbomb.
Yep.
Roman taking a breather.
And staring way too hard at the referee during the count.
Well, he was staring straight up. I think he's using his peripherals.
To me, it looked like he was staring straight up over his head at the ref.
Here comes the frog splash you talked about earlier. And sold it.
Yeah.
Didn't get the knees up to kick out. And we are straight up top of the hour.
But I've also heard the phrase, Roman is the king of kicking out at 2.9 repeating seconds.
Oh, his ring fell off. The ref grabbed it.
Okay, good. Yeah, he's checking. That's a professional.
Mm-hmm.
Is that Rudy Charles?
So your referee Jeopardy before and after would be Rudy Charles Robinson?
I was thinking of it more as a before and after on Wheel of Fortune, but sure.
I don't watch Wheel of Fortune.
I know it sucks. It's for people that want to pretend they're smart.
No, it's Hangman.
That's also true.
Just with money.
Yeah. The difference is I'd be more interested in Wheel of Fortune because if you come in second, it's not automatically deducting at most of your winnings from a profitability standpoint. Plus, Sean loves it, so. That's how you know Roman is so sweaty from the heat that the ring did slip off. As it was if I remember correctly, he has said he does wear a Quelo ring, the rubber brand.
Mm-hmm. That's what it looks like.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about getting one of those that does the vitals because I don't wear my watch at night.
The vitals?
Yeah, there's a ring that attaches to an app in your phone that keeps track of your vitals and stuff.
Oh, I've never paid attention to that, but
Right.
Yeah.
But my thing is like, I put my watch on the charger at night when I sleep.
same. I feel like if you wear a watch to sleep, I can't trust you.
I get why people do it with the Apple Watch, but
Yeah.
it takes too much battery time.
Oh, a stunner.
Bounce off the stunner into the spear.
KO should not be nearly as athletic as he is for as round as he is. It's impressive.
Paul Heyman and the necklace is Paul Bearer and the urn.
Oh my God, you're right. But I will be very curious to see what happens next Friday on SmackDown, since one of the phrases that was said almost off the cuff was, "I want the whole family there." I will be very curious to see who shows up. Here we go. Here's our second hot tag. Sammy basically doing the Eddie Guerrero of let me slide the tag rope down. Do we make
Tag.
more? No. I still want Sammy to cut his hair.
I kind of now want them, instead of to do it with the thumb, to put the whole hand down in there between the ring post and the stairway.
So the same concept I was talking about.
Yeah,
before?
but just higher up
Okay.
at the wrist versus on the thumb.
Yeah.
Because there's less margin for error, I think, especially from a believability standpoint.
Yeah. No, 100%. Because if something goes wrong with just the thumb, you might not have a thumb. If something goes wrong, you'll have a cut arm.
Right.
Yeah.
Great dive by Sammy.
Great catch by Solo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Very large. The Blue Thunder.
Great movie.
Oh, right. It was a movie.
Yep.
It was
About a
Airwolf
helicopter.
that was a show.
They did a TV show, Blue Thunder, too.
Okay, that's what I was remembering.
There was a movie and a TV show.
Did not know about the movie.
Mm-hmm. The movie came first. Roy Scheider.
Oh. Interesting statement. Michael Cole poses the question to Corey Graves, as the longer the match goes on, who benefits? And Graves' response being that Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens never afraid to take a match into deep water. Taking too long. Oh, nice kick. Was that kind of in the scope of what you were hoping for?
I missed it. Something happened on my phone.
I understand. So Solo takes a while to go for the spike. Sammy, very flexible, gets his foot up to essentially kick the wrist, and Solo sells it. Oh, Roman diving in to save it. But he caught it very clean right on the wrist forearm area. Hold
on, this isn't rolling like it's supposed to.
Okay. You need to step out.
Hey. Podcasting? Internet. You okay, kiddo? You need to talk?
No, I'm good. I was just calling to let everybody know I'm okay.
That's good to hear. Let me reach back out to you when we get done.
Okay.
All right. Love you. Bye.
And ref bump. Rudy Charles Robinson in full effect.
Oh dear.
Oh, now we're getting the awkward let's look at the ramp angle. Dan Engler. Did they change his name?
I don't recognize that name.
Nor do I, but
that's why you have two referees in championship matches.
Uh-oh.
Oh, reversing the whip. Superman punch.
That was very orange punches. Oh my God. Do the whole thing, Sammy. Here's what's going to reverse. He's going to take the spear or
Nope.
okay.
Into the Superman punch.
But there's going to be nobody to count the pin.
Right. Which very rarely happens on to benefit the face side of things.
Yeah. Oh, spear by KO. A very intense one. All hell is broken loose. It's just a tag match, man.
It's the tag. It's the tag breakdown.
Yeah.
It signals that we're getting ready for the finish.
Yeah, we're getting ready to go home. Ooh, security getting
Where
a little
is
rough.
Raw going to be on Monday night?
I would have to look that up.
Oh, it's time for the tables to go. We have the Usos.
Oh, and they're helping. You know what happens? They get too excited for it. It gets thrown out.
Or Sammy ends up having to carry the match himself because KO's
buried.
Yep. Because Sammy's the legal man. 1D, but we're going to have a botch here.
And they'll get individual kicks, but then the super kick party, if you will hit Solo.
Yep, there it is right there. Bang.
And Roman just happened to be alive to catch it.
And Solo, I believe, is the legal man.
That is correct. Because this all started because Solo was getting pinned and Roman dove in to break it up. And he only saw the last kick.
And the ego
Did
takes
you just
over.
touch me? Yeah.
Why are
Why
you
are
here?
you here? Yeah.
Oh,
Ain't no day one no more.
Well, their paintbrush. Oh, there's the super kick.
Jimmy. And now we get Jay selling the what the
Heyman and losing his mind.
because Heyman so great.
What do you do that?
Yep. We have to be better.
Well, we will be better because we're going to kick him again.
Uh-huh.
Ooh, there's another one.
Interesting. I'm doing what you should have done a long time ago.
Now what I want Jay to do the same thing he did when he joined Roman. I understand.
Yeah.
Or I understand
Be very
now, or whatever it
emotional.
was.
I understand now. Yeah.
This will be a double count out.
God, I hope not. There's nothing I hate more than the double count out and the double DQ.
Nope. Solo's up. Sammy is stirring.
Interesting. Jay just broke character
Did he?
as they're going up. So,
Stunner.
obviously Jimmy is selling the "we gotta go,"
Mm-hmm.
and Jay's not leaving, trying to check on somebody, and he started yelling Joe.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. There we go.
Second referee, you got your wish. After all of everything that happened.
Should have been down there 10 minutes ago, bro.
Yeah. You know what? What if they give the Usos the Raw tag team titles and that's how you split it?
So we have nothing more to prove.
Yeah.
The division in the bloodline continues.
And Jay is yelling, "What did you do?"
Roman very befuddled at ringside.
So they are in Albany, New York on Monday.
We're going that plane and fly. Luckily, they're on the East Coast.
That is true. But it also gives them a couple of days to recover.
Here's the replay. Double super kick to Solo.
Not so much of a party.
The paintbrush. Super kick. He says, I'm going to do it again. And he does it again. Heyman very distraught. Longer than I thought it would go.
Yeah.
The haluva kick into the pin, waiting on the ref. Ref coming down the ramp. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Nice slide in by the ref, by the way.
Yep. And in case you're wondering what the total count on that, that was a 7-second pin. King Kong Bundy approves and then adds 2. Big E also approves.
Mm-hmm. Hello, these are not your belts. Hello. You cannot have these belts. These belts belong to me.
And Michael Cole selling the "Have we quote unquote finally seen the end of the bloodline?"
No, not yet.
No.
But we've seen the last of them vying for those titles. Well, they've now literally beaten the entire bloodline.
In various forms.
Correct.
But they did lose to them in a 6-man. And that was Romanless 6-man, which sells the further story of Roman by himself.
Mm-hmm. Hey, see these? You don't get these. These belong in the ring with us. You see those?
Heyman.
You have those, but one of those doesn't mean anything anymore.
Heyman with the pouty lip.
Let's watch it again. Oh, no, this is all right. So that's it. That is Night of Champions. Make sure that you follow us on your social medias. Everything is The Cheap Popcast. All 3 words in that, or else you wind up somewhere else. You can follow me if you'd like. Everything is Rob Irvin. That is spelled ERVIN.
As mentioned earlier, I am Vexploit on all social media. If you'd like to help out the show, please go to prowrestlingtees.com/thecheappopcast. All one word. Got a lot of different shirt designs, a lot of different color variations within those shirt designs. If you happen to be an artist and want to contribute or even have some suggestions, you can reach out to me at alex@theclubhousepodcast.com.
The official fact checker of Sooner Gator Productions is Don Ford. You can follow him on Instagram at Igbunu, IGBUNUUU. You can send me an email if you'd like. Questions, comments, concerns. Tell me to go pound sand. I am Rob at thecheappopcast.com. Charlotte Marshall is on Pinterest because we are morally obligated to say that. Again, no show this Sunday, but we'll be back June 4th at 5:30 Eastern right here on YouTube to talk about all things professional wrestling. So until next time, for Alex, for Don, for the Empire, I'm Rob. This has been The Cheap Pop.